Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Ham Radio Clubhouse.
Very good. Very good music tonight. Very good music.
I was just about to ask, what did you think? A little bit of Van Halen, maybe? A little bit of...
It was good.
No, not Van Halen. No, not definitely not Van. Okay. No, not Van Halen.
Was it a little too much Southern rock in there for it to be Van Halen?
Yeah. Maybe I get my volume down.
Well, we can hear you, Joe Brad.
That's good because I was wondering pre-show, and then I looked down during the intro, and I'm like, well, now my mic's muted. Why is my mic muted? So I unmute, and I said, wait a minute. We're all supposed to be muted during the music.
By design. That's what happens when you show up 30 seconds before the show comes on.
I've been sitting in there for several minutes.
I took attendance. He was there.
I was there at 20 till.
Somebody doesn't pay attention to the bloop when somebody comes into the backstage.
No. And somebody had to go run pee before we start the show.
I did, yeah. I told you I get the nervous pees every time we do a show.
What's that sound? What's the sound it makes again?
I don't know. Like water trickling on a rock.
Bloop, bloop.
Oh, that. Okay, gotcha.
That's a different sound.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's get it out of the way. Thank you to all the green folks in chat for being our channel members. You guys are awesome. We appreciate you being there. Appreciate you supporting the channel. I want to say hello to everybody over in Twitch land. There's a couple folks that's already joined us over there. So you can choose your platform, X or Twitter or whatever it's called, and Twitch, and of course YouTube. So we're multifaceted.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Okay. I need to wake you guys up. Shit.
No.
And thank you for everyone who is downloading the podcast. Last month's podcast, I think we doubled from the previous month. So
really
fantastic. Yeah. I think we doubled because I actually was uploading them when I was supposed to and not waiting 6 weeks to upload 3 episodes. So that could have been it. But I'm going to go with that everyone just loved us so much that they decided to start listening to the podcast.
I told a certain law enforcement agency that happens to patrol the highways and byways of Connecticut. And I said, listen, I know you've kind of asked me, why am I laughing or crying while I'm driving? You should listen to this. So maybe they just did it at roll call, and now a whole bunch of them. You
sometimes
never know.
I think Izzo's full of shit. Sometimes.
Only sometimes?
We do have a few giveaways tonight to continue with our, I guess it's 7 weeks until Christmas. So tonight will be some more quirky QRP items, as well as Joe Brett has got something to give away. And W0AEZ.com, he's got another $25 coupon to give away on the show tonight. So looking forward to that. Izzo, what are you smoking tonight?
This is the La Aroma de Cuba Reserva, nice 6x60. Got a lot of Nicaraguan in here. It's probably it's not full. We'll call it 3/4. I like it. I'm sipping
medium full.
Yeah, medium full. I'm sipping some nice iced tea in my K5 ATA Smoke Signals RF.
This is iced tea too.
Well, honestly, mine's real iced tea. That's all.
Okay.
Mine is not fermented.
Oh, okay.
Identifies as iced tea.
What pronoun was your alcohol preferred?
No. Speaking of which, I need
to
listen.
You know what I did today?
Yes.
You went to work.
They did a part.
No, I worked Steve because Steve probably had me in his ham alert along with a few other guys. Am I right, Steve?
Yep.
Nice.
That ham alert went off fast. I'm like, that's me. That's me.
You have yourself in your ham alert.
I better get my ass moving here.
That way you know when you've been spotted.
That's true. That's true.
I gotta tell you though, man, the bands were fun. I only did I did 100. It might have been 60 on 20 and 40 and about 40 on 40, believe it, somewhere around that ratio. But it was fun. I didn't think I was going to do what I could do on 40. But I love working all of the regional guys. I love it. From PA, I was working my friends, all the VAs and the VEs up in Molson's country. I was playing with a different antenna. I was playing with the soda beams. link dipole. It's a 2040, but I run it as an inverted V. And that is in my opinion, that is a powerhouse antenna for me. And you only got to put it up 20 feet. They don't want it up at 30 feet, 40 feet. You put it at 20 feet, and that's it. This is one of those times where I follow the instructions, and it works. Incredible.
That was the one we used at the park, wasn't it, Izzo?
Yes, correct.
That thing was blowing the doors off. Yeah.
It is. It's something about that antenna, and it's omnidirectional, so I don't really care where I park. I met so here in Connecticut, we have the Department of Environmental and Energy Protection. They're like your conservation forestry officers that you find around the country. She came up to me, and of course she says, "What are you doing?" And of course I said to her, "Why do you have a surfboard in the back of your pickup truck?" And she kindly said, "Don't answer." So she said, "Don't answer a question with a question." And of course I invited her over. Very, very nice lady. I had some questions regarding a park that's maybe about a mile from where I was. She answered them. She helped me understand some of the situations, what's going on down there with the construction. I had an equipment issue. But oh my God,
it was your adapter.
Well, real quickly, I went to this park about a month ago. This other park, and my tuner just blew out. I literally lost my tuner.
I thought you said your tuna blew out.
My what?
I thought you didn't have another one. I thought you had lost your lunch or something. I was like, "Where's he going with this?"
Jane, have another one.
What? You never had a tuna? Listen,
no.
Listen. You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. Always remember that.
Oh.
No, seriously. But I found out that the Amtrak train people are working on a bridge, and there's a lot of voltage up there. And I'm wondering if I just happen to be some. Listen, I'm not no electronic engineer. Okay, I'm just a guy who likes to have fun and smoke cigars, right? But that blew out my tuner. So I've been staying away from that park. So I've been going to my other park that I like. Anyway, she said to me, she said there's a lot. They're having a lot of problems in their offices too, with electronic equipment just blowing for no reason. So I guess it happens.
It does.
Interesting. Ron, thanks for the 9-month shout out. Good evening to you, my friend. Thanks for the 9-month support. Appreciate it.
Listen, I got to tell you something. You got to be careful of that James from Quirky QRP, because he's in all the shows right now. And if you say something,
he's making the media circus, as you would say.
That dude is making T-shirts faster than when I'm smoking cigars. So, I mean, last night he came up with another quirky T-shirt. Again, we got the coupon code. There's coupon codes all over the place for stuff. But seriously, he's got
Quirky Clubhouse. Is that coupon?
Quirky Clubhouse is ours. So again, he's got. But just be careful what you say and do, because I'm afraid he may pull out one of my isms or something and put it on a T-shirt. So,
well, he did do an Izzo shirt.
Yes, but he may pull out. I may say something.
Oh, okay.
And he'll put it on a T-shirt. That's all I'm going to say. So I may sit quiet. I might sit quiet the entire night.
I doubt that. Exactly, Steve. Well, nothing new on my end. It's actually the best weather we've had in weeks. The wind has been it's perfect for flying. I can't fly. My instructor does HVAC work. He's so busy right now. And then I have meetings out the wazoo starting from 8 o'clock down to 5 o'clock. So I'm really hating this time change right now, because the sun sets at 5:30, so it's tough to get out of work early enough to go fly somewhere. So I know, first world problems, but it happens. How are you, Daniel?
I'm good, man. It's been a crazy week, and Izzo was talking about his radio blowing up and the gear in there. So it's so sad. Steve has become my IT guy. So yesterday, was it yesterday or today? Yesterday, brand new machine gets started up, and it's like the screen of death on the CNC.
Oh,
and
no!
My first solution was
still waiting on that airline ticket.
I gotta text Steve. I'm like, Steve, I got the screen of death. He's like, oh, you're screwed. So it's definitely not fun when your equipment blows out on you. But for me, listen, guys, the snow has started. It's not staying, but it's started.
Oh, really?
Oof. Yeah, and it's bitter cold wind, but Woke up this morning, it was snow, and so I really got to get on the roof, up the tower, and get some antenna work done. Like,
Should you have done that in like August?
Listen, this is always known around here as antenna season because you procrastinate, and then it's like, oh, before it ice up on the tower. But the biggest thing this year is I got to remember that I need to take down my antennas, my NFEDs. You know, that's the biggest thing. Last year, the year before, I was very like conscientious of it. I was always checking the weather if there was a snowstorm coming, or even snowstorms aren't bad, but heavy snow is bad, or ice. Like, I got to take it down. So I got to be on it this year because I got stretched wires, but I got to get that done. And I'm looking forward to that. So I have a harness and I got to go up there and do it. So
you've got children for that.
That's true. And I have children who will climb.
Very capable children.
Why don't you just park the Zamboni, take an 8-foot ladder, put that on top of the Zamboni, put yourself in that, what do you call that thing there with the straps that go under your undercarriage and come around and stuff?
A harness.
The harness. Yeah. You know, you find them at adult bookstores and
not that kind of
and
OSHA does not
and where they sell
those.
horses and where they sell horses. A harness is a harness, isn't it? No. Hey, Molson, very seriously.
Right there, Steve.
We're not even 15 minutes in, and Izzo's already getting us demonetized.
Now listen, Molson. You know I love you. You know I love you. Okay, so you know where I'm going to go with this. You start off every show, and listen.
Exactly. I was about
listen.
to say,
I'm sure I do something quirky too. But hold on, Molson. You do this every time you come on. This is what you do. You do this, and then you come in. You know something? I want to go back to every show, and I'm going to count. I'm going to count how many times you do it. That is your mark. Listen, Johnny Carson.
That's when he's engaged.
Yeah, Johnny Carson had his, swinging the golf club. Everybody has their little, and I'm not sure what you call that thing. That new, is it a nuance or whatever it is? But that's you.
That's when he gets engaged in the show.
Yeah.
But listen, Shane, I gotta ask. No, I'm sitting back here. I'm like, something's not right. Shane, you gotta adjust your color in your camera, man. I think I'm looking at Casper the Ghost. You literally look like all of us after when winter's over and the sun comes out. That's what you look like right now.
That's because I haven't seen sun in so long.
It's dark early now.
It's been 84 years.
5 long months.
3
Here you got,
hours.
You got Joe Brett. He looks like he's been sitting in a tanning machine all day. You got Steve. Steve looks like he dropped ink on him. He looks bluish, and you look like a ghost.
Because I'm running the correct. I'm running the correct light temperature that you should run when you're live.
Is that a cool blue?
You should run 5,000 degrees. So I tell you what.
5,000 degrees.
There you go. I'm going to warm that light up. There's 4,500. Is that better for you?
Kelvin. Light is in Kelvin.
5,000 degrees Kelvin.
Can you please give me a Sherman Williams paint swatch? I don't know. That's all I know.
You want me to?
It doesn't work like that, but it's all cool.
Here we go. Is that better, Shane? You're not alone now.
There. Do you feel better, Daniel? Does that look better? Is it more appeasing to you?
A little bit.
There. How, Molson, is this better right now?
Hold on, Steve. Steve, put back your light the way it was. Okay. You guys ever watch those interrogation videos on like where the cops are interrogating somebody in that interrogation room?
Good cop, good cop, bad cop.
The color of Steve's wall kind of looked like that, and then he's so far zoomed out. He kind of looks like he's in an interrogation room right now. I'm just saying. I'm just
talking about.
And notice it's gone.
Yeah, what happened to the
not for nothing? You're clean. You're not for nothing. Wait. Move your chair for a minute. Everything.
No, that room is spectacular.
What's wrong? There's something missing.
You got moved into another room.
Yeah, is there a table or a desk missing?
The workbench is over here, fully put together.
I figured it because your camera's turned. You see, you don't see the
that
door.
Way he doesn't have to. That way he doesn't have to put up the screen.
Guys. There you go.
Detective.
There's the door.
False advertising.
Detective Molson's on it.
Okay, Daniel. I adjusted my my white balance. Is that
I'm
better?
just bugging you, man.
Do I look more human to you now?
You do.
Evan, thank you for the $25 super chat. Here, Mr. Izzo reporting for duty, sir.
Evan Barczyk. Am I saying his name right?
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Because I don't got much else to
And,
add, so I have to start knocking on other people. That's what it is. Okay.
Right.
Let me.
And then
Hey, guys.
also-
Hey, wait. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, also,
Go ahead,
Don, N5SKT, 11 months as a channel member. Thank you so much. Don says, we want Beer Snack back. Don, we want Beer Snack
Yeah,
back.
we all do.
Right.
We have been asking Beer Snack to adjust him. Well, I shouldn't say that.
Adjust
We've
his
been
work
telling
schedule.
there you go. Adjust that schedule so
much
that
I
he
wanna
can
say
come
right
join
now.
us on the Clubhouse.
Hey guys, I gotta tell you something. So after our show, we said this a few times, but I really want to promote it. If you're on Discord and you're on Ham Radio Clubhouse, we have a live channel that goes live. It's called the Dumpster Fire, and they're probably in there right now. But after the show, we show up. I gotta tell you something. Last week, I thought Jim FEP Labs was going to take Evan Barczyk, and I don't know if he was going to start to take a prong him to death, tie him up, put cinder blocks on his feet, or just it was just going to be a massacre one way or another. I love Jim, but Mike, I can see I'm watching. I'm like, oh boy, I'm just going to keep my big mouth shut here, and everything. So you never know what's going to happen in the Dumpster Fire. They're a great group of guys.
It's so true.
It could be like the old West. So, but it's good to see Evan made it out. He's fine. He's here tonight. I saw Jim's here tonight. So,
Yeah, we have looks like 5 in the Dumpster Fire. There's also Liberty Cave is rocking a Bro Do You Even Izzo rant shirt in Discord. If you're not part of our Discord, links are down there as always. But
I don't
Izzo,
rant
after the show tonight. You did last week.
but it was positive. It was positive rant. It wasn't.
But
It
not every
wasn't-
rant's a negative rant. We're not saying that by any
Well,
means.
I'm not being sensitive, am I?
No, you're not.
No.
You're just being Izzo. And
Give
that's
me
okay.
a box. All right, they give me a box of tissues then.
Joe Brett, save this train wreck.
Well, while Molson is talking about snow starting up in the Great North, it is 21 Celsius, so he can understand. Here in Mississippi, that is approximately 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's like a nice summer day.
It is. It's
Just so you
wonderful.
That's great. Yeah.
Started
must
out
be
in the
very
50s, a little
comfortable.
cool.
Yeah, it must be very comfortable. I bet, right?
Very nice. Very nice.
Mm.
Take your
And
best girl out for a walk. Look at
yeah,
the stars.
yeah.
Go
Well,
get
or for a
pizza.
stroll on the electric scooters.
Yes, yes.
Right. I've also suffered my first rejection of inviting a guest to the show.
Oh,
I mean, it was only the second time I've done it, so still not a bad ratio, right?
that's not 50-50 right there.
But I was going to try to bring one of those content creator help you out kind of guys.
He is
you know?
awesome, though.
He is good.
He's
he is
awesome.
Good. And it just randomly, I just sent him a message, and I knew when he responded back how he said it. I knew it wasn't going to happen, but
Yep.
there was still a chance, right?
So you're saying there's a chance.
But my hook wasn't big enough, so we'll look for some other random guests these days. And other than that, I have learned 2 things in ham radio since our last Tuesday meeting.
Oh,
What's that? Number one.
Well, number one, you mentioned the scooters. I learned I cannot charge the scooter batteries in the shack and play ham radio at the same time.
Oh,
are they a bit noisy?
They're,
Noise.
the charger's a bit noisy. Yeah. Yep. And the second thing I've learned is that be on the lookout for FT8 0.5. You had 8.4, and FCC just increased the speed of ham radio.
I'm saving that. I've
So
got
it's
it. I
got-
got it queued
Hey.
up for tonight.
There you go.
Breaking news. Breaking news. Yep. Breaking
So
news.
I'm just thinking, what's going to happen to FT8 now? So we'll get into that later. But
maybe it'll
that's what
go
I'm-
away.
No, it's not going away.
I'm only kidding. Maybe.
all right,
I guess we're not going to call that up, but Jim says, Shane, I say this with love, but I've seen dead people with more color than you.
wow.
I don't have the, I don't have the bleep.
love there.
I don't have the bleep in there.
That
I
is
can
our
say.
Jim.
I've been tweaking this camera, so screw you guys. Thank you so much. I'm white. Steve.
Yeah, you're not that
So-
white. I've seen you in person.
Please take us, save us from this train wreck, because Joe Brett didn't do it.
Well,
Well, man, I just gave a whole freaking amateur radio newsline segment here, man.
Next.
no, it wasn't long enough.
No, there wasn't enough dits and das in there.
So I had promised a video, and yeah, apparently you don't start processing the video before you have it completely finished.
No.
I got it about halfway processed and went, I didn't add that clip.
Yep.
Son of a.
Oh, hell.
Well,
I
shit.
usually have them uploaded with the thumbnail and description all done and realize I forgot something.
Yep.
It's okay.
But
You know, that's why you should preview it. You watch it before you upload it. I don't know if that's common practice with you guys, but
I'm awesome.
it
Well,
is.
bye.
But
bye,
I
Dan.
screwed up. So
He must be getting in
DQ.
trouble.
I was gonna say he's
I'll
either
be
getting in
right
trouble.
back. You guys see I'm not gone.
Yeah, go handle
Yeah.
your business.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. He's got to go pee.
he's
gotta
gonna go
help
pick up
put
that
up
He's
those
blizzard.
right.
decorations.
He's running to the flower store and get
He's
some flowers.
yeah, because he was in trouble earlier.
But
God, I would have loved to been a fly
No.
on the wall in that house.
rearrange the shack, as you guys can see. I've got some new things coming. Some new things on the horizon for me. So things are
Live.
looking good.
All right, so listen, I gotta ask
Is it in
you.
ham radio or work related or
Well, work related side hustle.
okay?
You
Side
will
hustle.
find out soon enough when it shows up on your doorstep.
Oh
my
you
God,
heard-
I'm not.
oh.
I'm not gonna see you
It's
on
not.
TikTok.
It's not a random bag of dicks, is it?
I'm not gonna see.
No,
I'm not
not
gonna.
mean.
I'm not gonna see you on TikTok or anything, am I?
No.
He don't upload to YouTube. What makes you think he's gonna upload to TikTok?
Ah!
This is
Let me
true.
tell you
This
something.
is true.
Let me tell you, Steve was like one of my my first within 10 contacts today. I want to engage with him. Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Gotta go. I gotta go. I'm going, what do you mean you gotta go? I said
Got a
you're
work
rare.
meeting running.
I said look, it's rare DX. You think the whole world would want to work him too, whatever.
Scout says Amway. So are you sending me some detergent
Amway.
or okay?
Hey,
No.
listen, my mom used to sell that stuff. Let me tell you, work good. I'm telling
Well, we actually have guests tonight, as most
should.
of
We should.
most of the people who have like read the description says. These guys have a podcast called Live Free and Ham. Great title, by the way.
I
Wait a
love
minute,
it.
wait a minute, wait a minute.
A
Well,
bi-weekly podcast.
we're ahead of schedule by 5.5 minutes.
Yep.
Exactly.
Which
So,
gives me enough time to go get a beer.
All right,
But
you
no,
can get a beer,
no.
and I'll bring our friends in.
Bring
and
'em on. You
Disco
wanna know
and I
why?
We'll chit chat. Why?
No, you want to know why? We better
Why?
get them on now because it's going to get derailed. So we're going to have to make up 5.
Well, they're probably
four.
back there going, I wish these guys would hurry the F up. I'm tired of
Right,
sitting here.
right. One of them probably has to go to the
They use
bathroom.
standby
Yeah, I saw him leave
momentarily.
already.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Clubhouse, Eric and Todd. Thank you so much for joining
they
me
are.
this train
Hello,
wreck
Eric and
show
Todd.
There
tonight.
they are.
Hey guys.
Wow. So you guys, all right. So let's roll this back a little bit. Amateur radio. Why and when and what got you into this crazy hobby? And
How
we'll
much time-
start with you, Eric.
Just how much time you got?
Well, it's a 2-hour show, so use as much time as you want.
I don't know.
We're trying to fill content here.
Yeah, okay. Well, back in '93. Now I got my amateur radio license when I was around my high school years and Boy Scouts, and had a lot of great amateurs and mentors that kind of mentored me. But I guess my kind of claim to fame in my early years with amateur radio was I got to be one of the lucky students to skip classes and get hall passes to work the shuttle Atlantis. And I was
nice.
to try to take every single class I could cut, every single class I could, say I need to go, deal with an issue with another teacher to work the shuttle Atlantis. And lo and behold, ended up letting the cat out of the bag, made a great contact with them, although very short. And, have many newspaper clippings and local town, news, kind of playing up the school and everything. So, a lot of my teachers caught wind of that, and then, my grades plummeted, but that's just another story for another time. But, overall, I kind of took like 20-year hiatus after that, after I kind of grew up a little bit, got married, and, then COVID pre-COVID kind of hit, and like everybody else, I circled back around in the hobby. And my brother, who's also a ham, kind of dragged me back in, and I I never do anything half-assed, so I just kind of just jumped into it, and got the general, the extra, and started expanding the shack. And then I had already had a podcast with a bunch of other guys that I was doing, and so Todd and I kind of were great friends and hanging out in the club, and we were like, dude, we got to do something else with our time. Obviously, we're playing a lot of POD, a lot of radio. What do we do? And so we were just like, well, let's do a podcast. And so we kind of took off.
All the cool kids are doing it.
Right, exactly. Real cool. Ham radio and podcast.
Yeah.
Top two things to catch the girls, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Damn sexy. That's damn sexy.
Totally.
That's how you bring the girls to the yard.
Yeah, well, thank God I was already married at that point.
Invent halfway.
Quirky QRP. There's a T-shirt for you right there. Ham radio. Bring the girls in.
Yo, bro, where the girls at?
Yeah, bro.
Todd, how about yourself?
It's not as exciting as Eric. So I have another hobby. I fly model airplanes and drones and stuff.
Nice.
And one of the things that you do is this thing called FPV, first person view. Now to legally with the goggles, and you can see like you're in the aircraft, but you're just standing on the side. You can get pretty nauseous with it. You could fall over if you start doing some crazy stuff. But
I remember
legally,
my first time.
What'd you say?
I remember my first time.
Yeah.
Joe Brett's a big time drone pilot.
So legally, you're supposed to have a ham radio license, but no one that I know does it. I mean, Joe, you might do it, but no one does it. COVID came around. I get this thing on my phone. Get your ham radio license, $5. So I was like, sweet,
sold.
And I paid the $5. Studied.
Someone made $5.
So yeah, that's where it started. And so I get my technician's license. Now I'm legal, and I'm telling all the guys in the club, like, oh yeah, I'm legal. You guys are all illegal. Wait till the FAA comes down, or
you get to go to jail.
Yeah. Where's your permits? Where's your papers?
And so I joined. There was a net in our local club, and I would listen to him on a scanner. And then I finally got on, and ended up joining a club. And I thought, an HT, this is cool. That's all I need. And then I met Eric.
Yeah.
And Eric has
I apologize. How many more times?
So Eric is your gateway drug.
Yeah,
and his pusher, and his dealer, and his therapist.
Yeah, there you go.
Eric likes to spend my money. Oh, you need this, and you need that, and you need to get that, and we're going to get you this.
The first one's
I'm an
almost
encourager.
free.
I am not a spender. I'm an encourager.
I'm going to encourage you to buy this.
Yeah, and then
it looks cool.
And then he's like, I was all set with the technician hangout. He was, oh no, you got to get your general. And he basically bullied me and said, we're going to Marlboro and you're taking the test. And it's like 3 weeks away. I'm like, what? Now, it's a challenge. So I'm pretty competitive. So I'm like, all right, I better start. I started studying that thing nonstop, like hours doing it. And I'd get like maybe 80, 83 on the test. I was like, I'm not going to pass this thing. I just know it. I studied all the diagrams, right? I could not get them.
You didn't memorize the answers like everybody else did.
Well, I tried, but I'm like, these diagrams. But even the diagrams, they're all different. They all kind of look the same. That's where I focus on. Now, on all my tests I took in ham radio, I didn't get one of those diagram questions ever. I was like, are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, it's designed for you to like fail an entire section. So,
oh gosh, give me another one.
Yeah. So anyway, that's how we did. So I got my general, and I walked out. I'm like, oh, I got my general. We're driving home. Eric's like, you want to do a park on the air? I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, POTA. Let's go stop by a park.
Influencer alert.
Influencer, yeah.
And that was it. I did the POTA, and I was hooked. I'm like, oh, we got to do more of this. And that's kind of how it started. And Eric and I have been kind of doing this since last couple of years. And we ran Ryan, he's not here today, but he's our other co-host on the podcast. He met us. We were doing an activation. It was the second one of the day. We're in this parking lot, and he pulls up in his car, and he goes, "Parks on the air?" And we're like, "Yeah,
yeah,
hell yeah!"
Because that brings the other girls to the yard,
right? Yeah. So after that, Eric reached out to him, got him to the club, and then we all ended up being at the club. And we're like the youngest guys in our club, I would think, right? Pretty much, maybe. And we just started doing stuff, and now we're. Eric runs field day for the club now and does our membership. And, I'm just, I'm still learning. I have, before I got into ham radio, I I knew green was ground. That was it. I didn't know anything about radio, electronics. It was a lot harder for
Red
me
is
to
hot.
learn.
Only by touch, right, Shane?
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
black is
Yeah.
negative. Yeah, black is negative, green is ground. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, I knew green was ground. That's all I knew. So-
Unless it slides off the back of your truck.
Ah,
Love you, brother.
Who's number one? Who's number one?
Always
I deserve
with this
that one.
guy.
Yep.
So that's how we got into it, and then we decided like, hey, let's do a podcast. Our goal for the whole thing was just to get people in New England. We said, hey, there's all these podcasts and YouTube things. There's nothing really in New England, and there's a lot of stuff going on in New England. So that's how we kind of came with the idea to like, hey, let's promote New England and ham radio. And so I don't know how many have we done now? 17.
We're about 9. Our 20th will air next Monday.
Yeah. So
Y'all do bi-weekly, right?
Yeah, we're
Right.
bi-weekly, and then we do a live show once a month.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
So is it like all ham radio content, or you kind of like us? You kind of drift in and
We
out every
can't
now
follow
and
your
then? Or...
footsteps and just kind of go totally off the rails all the time. So we kind of just get back. But yeah, we'll
No one should follow us by example.
we're
Trust me.
working up to you guys. We're slowly getting into it, but I can see us getting there.
Are we influencers, Shane? Really?
No, we're bad
My
influences.
mama talked about you, but yeah.
This show tonight for the Clubhouse is show 139.
Wow.
Nice.
Never, when we were doing this crap on Discord, I never in a million years would have thought with this we would end up A, still be on YouTube, B, have people that are sending money for us to give away shit on YouTube, and here we're really close to 150 shows. It's just fantastic. And there's like 100 people watching right now, and they're just watching 7 people sit around and shoot the shit. I mean, it's amazing.
Or dropped off, so
That's okay.
Episode one, we expected a few people to say, "What's this about?" Episode 2, the next week, we figured 0, but here y'all are.
Here you are.
Keep coming back.
39 episodes later.
Right. So best of luck to you guys on the podcast. I listened to 2 episodes before tonight's show. You are doing a great job. So
Which one?
They are.
I'm
They
curious.
really are.
the 2 most recent ones, because when I open it up on Spotify, and by the way, you can find them on any podcast platform known to man.
Yep.
Basically, I was listening to you guys on Spotify, but yeah, the first 2 most recent episodes we were listening to. I try not to go all the way back to the first because I don't want to judge anyone, because I go back to our first show, and it is a complete and total
Train wreck.
It was. We all had long hair. We all had hair. It was all long. It was messy. Molson didn't have any gray. Joe Brett didn't have a beard.
Mm-mm.
Well, I think Eric, we're dropping another one on Monday, right?
Right. Yeah.
And
that
that's
one.
gonna be so Eric and I did. We had an 80-degree day up here in New Hampshire, and I said we're taking the day off, and we did a rove. We were going for 10 parks. We only got 7, but it was an awesome time, and we did our podcast. We recorded it last week or Sunday?
Yeah, last week on that one. Yep.
And Ryan kind of interviewed us, and we talked about the experience and what it was like. And Eric has a nice YouTube video of the experience, and it was fun. It was a really good time. I mean, it's like almost Halloween, and it's 80 degrees, and we're at the beach. I mean, if you're from New England, you know that's just
that doesn't happen. Yeah,
Right?
that doesn't happen.
One of the things I liked was that the one where the gates were closed, and you said, "Oh well, one down." And I think we can all. One of the things that I like about your show, maybe because we're from the same region here of the country, because I can relate when you start talking about things and places and everything, but we can all relate. If anyone has done POTA, when you get somewhere and whether you want to do a 2 park a day or 5, whatever number you start off with, and then you get to that 1 park where there's something going on. I mean, I've had that in the middle of winter with the snow removal, and they literally had the parks where I couldn't even get my truck in. I got 4-wheel drive. I couldn't even get in. I'm like, oh man, scrap that. But luckily, we all have parks around us. And I know probably here in New England, we're all very blessed for the number of parks and the close proximities that we can go to as compared. But you guys are showing real world stuff. As they say, stuff happens. And that's what it's all about. So I know when you guys if anybody wants to listen to something fun, if anybody has built out a Go box, a go bag, whatever you want to call it, whatever you put inside your stuff, as George Carlin would say, your stuff. Listen to their podcast regarding that. You will laugh because you will be like, I'm not nuts. I'm crazy. I'm just like these guys. It was very, very comforting. When you start off with a version 1, then you go to a version 2, you use it a little bit, you find some things you want to tweak, it goes to another version, whatever, and it's really fun, and we're all having fun.
Your
along
entire
the way
truck
here.
cannot be a go box.
Yeah, that the show episode, as it was talking about, is titled "Hey, is there such a thing as a magical go box?" Yeah, we kind of tore into Todd's brain a little bit on that episode and said, how are we gonna, the whole premise behind it, not to give it all away, but Todd recently became, right around that time, a Flex owner. So,
he's masking his Flex.
Wait a minute.
Okay, so don't condemn us. All 3 of us are Flex owners, and
get on it. Goodbye, guys. Bye, guys. Bye, guys.
So
Kyle's in the
show,
chat. Kyle's in the chat. Kyle's in the chat. Next week you can go on Kyle's show. We'll see you later. We're just a stepping stone around here. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah. So he had his DX10 lying around, and he was like, "What do I do with this thing?" And we're like, "Well, hey, the next logical thing is Go Box." And
Go Box.
So, we kind of tore into it, and Ryan had done plenty of Go Boxes, and he built a Go Box that has saved his bacon. Long story short, which we won't get into, but Todd can kind of elaborate a little bit more. He brought his DX10 to field day one day and fried the finals. And lo and behold, Team ICOM, which was Ryan's old Go Box, stepped in and took over and saved the day. But
and I still hear it to this day.
Yeah.
ICOM saved the day. I had no idea that I wasn't transmitting. I'm like, I don't get it. I'm like, I'm not getting anyone. And I made 4 contacts? 4
contacts. You made 4 contacts.
I made 4 with no finals.
I know I'm not transmitting into a dummy load.
Exactly.
Now, let me frame this. I had him hooked up to my buddy Hex out there. It was all set up. We knew he was going to be, banging parks out left and right. And we're like, Todd, why aren't you making contacts? He's like, I'm making 4 contacts total. Of course,
this antenna sucks. You got ripped off, man. It doesn't work.
You probably worked the old guy at the convalescent home down the street. I bet.
Yeah, right down the street.
And probably gave you a 5.5.
Yeah,
all the way.
That's Poda, you're 5'9".
Yeah.
Field day.
So
Yeah. Right.
I was like bummed. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I just, I only had it for like a year and a half. I don't even know what it was. So I go on I go back. I go into Yaesu. I email them. They go, yeah, just send it back to us. We'll figure. Just send us a note. Put it in the box. Send it back. We'll take care of it. The guy emails me back. He goes, yeah, it's under warranty. We'll have it back. And I had it back in 2 weeks.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this customer service, and they said it was the finals, and so we used it on this Rove. We used it for 2 parks.
Yeah, that was great.
We pulled it out, and it's awesome for POTA. So I'm excited. So yeah, that was the thing, and then the other thing on the field day is once I got the ICOM and I learned how to work that thing, I'm trying to do a pile up. I'm trying to get through 20 minutes, nothing. His daughter shows up. Want me to give it a shot?
Of course.
First call. Boom.
Yeah,
I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yep. Never fails.
Never fails.
That's why when Molson calls CQ on field day, he uses his female voice.
Great. The guys, he's always in the top of his category. That's why.
I think we shouldn't. I think somebody shouldn't create a cross whatever for auto tunes in a radio. Because if we could just put some kind of like
I was not following where you were going with that.
No, but imagine you download a little app and it just auto tunes your voice to sound like a female, so you don't have to like
Totally.
vocal cords.
Let me confess here, is like in my 891, my daughter one time was on a POTA with me, and I recorded her voice, basically calling CQ, and I left it in there, and I still get crap to this day from Todd. And every time I get, it's my lifesaver. Every time I get into that place where the bands are really bad, I'm just like, press the button. And magically it fills the 10 contacts, and I'm good to go.
And he's in a pile up, and I'm like, cheater.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all right.
Where's the kiddo at? And you're like,
She stepped away.
My 891 had K8 MRD in it for a while.
Nice.
Because he recorded over my CQ when we were at Montesano. and I didn't realize
Right.
it till I went out to a park and hit the.
Oh,
button,
dude, that's a savior.
and I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
awesome.
oh, yeah.
Nice.
Was he at least giving your call sign, or just did he?
Oh no, it
Oh,
was
it was
his.
Oh,
It was his.
okay.
Luckily,
doing
the playback wasn't on.
Two
so it
operator,
didn't
two
go over the air.
operator.
Yeah.
It didn't go over the air. Luckily,
I saw him in the chat earlier. He said he wasn't feeling well. So, Mike, hope you get feeling
Yeah.
well, buddy. He went to
Well,
Italy and
listen.
came back with a present he didn't pay for.
yeah.
He's
Present
paying
nobody
for it
wants, and
now.
I've had it
Yeah.
twice.
He's paying for it now.
Yeah, he says he's waiting for his royalties check. Yeah.
Yeah, check is in the
Check's in
mail,
the
Mike.
I was gonna say, see me at Orlando. I'll buy you a beer. We'll call it.
Mike,
Yeah,
Mike.
exactly.
Hey, listen, Mike. Get well. Loved your videos out there in the home country of my home country. Seriously, thank you, man. Beautiful, beautiful landscapes. We hope you had a wonderful time.
Great series if you haven't seen him
Great
yet.
series, exactly. Everybody, check him out.
He went to Marconi, where Marconi did some of the first transmissions. That was cool. So he did a POTA in Italy. So make sure you go check out Mike's channel.
I tried to work him. I couldn't hear him. So I have to work overnights or overtime twice a week. And he popped up on Ham Alert, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to try this on my Flex. And on my iPad. And I go to him, and I'm like, nothing. I'm like, what? I'm like, not even I couldn't even, like, the Flex you can pull out some real. I didn't hear. No, I was so mad. I really wanted to work.
Filtering on the Flex is fantastic.
It really is, but no dice. Couldn't pull it out. So.
Yeah, for a while. I was actually like, I know he went to Italy and whatnot. And, I saw his thumbnail recently, and I could have, I was just kind of going through my regular YouTube feed on the TV and whatnot. And I'm like yelling at one of my kids going, why am I getting travel, blogs?
Yeah, why am I getting
Like,
travel
no,
vlogs?
that's KMRD. What the heck? When's he doing travel stuff now?
He's
Your
started a new
algorithm.
channel.
Yeah, your algorithm just changed right now, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. At this point, I'm screwed.
Yeah. Now, congratulations. You're going to get travel videos for the next 6 months.
Yeah, living the RV life. Although, T.O. and everybody else. And,
Yeah, exactly.
Why not? Just screw everything up.
Of course.
Well, we are 45-ish minutes into the stream. We should probably do a giveaway. What do you guys think?
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right.
Already been
Can
made.
you even tune an antenna?
Wow, that was quick.
Oh, that's awesome.
So quirky.
I'm
When I said
sorry.
that-
I'm so sorry.
When I
See,
said
he's
that was a
listening.
product idea, I was kind of thinking maybe you could find a tuna can and make a QRP antenna. But we'll go with a T-shirt.
Yeah. No.
See?
That's
I
awesome.
told you, he's listening. He is so
Oh, yeah,
good.
he
He's listening.
Well, and he just joined our Discord too. So
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Just now?
Yep.
They're always watching.
Hey, they're always watching. Joe Brett, do you want to give away your MFJ 566P as our first giveaway for tonight?
Well, I guess.
You guess.
Way to sell it.
For those that don't, I know, right? Way to build. This build up is killing
Build
me.
excitement.
So you actually said it right. In my latest video that I put out, if you catch, I've mentioned this straight key to a fellow that won a straight key as a door prize, and I said, "Hey, I got the MFJ 556," and I listened to that later, and I'm like, 556. I must have something else.
Wrong
in my mind.
caliber.
But it is the 566.
566P straight key.
Okay.
And I guess that the P stands for plastic. But
Yep.
there it is.
I was thinking something else, but I'll keep my mouth shut.
Oh,
Seymour's.
Whatever.
CW Morris.
There it is.
CWMorris.us. So it's a CW key, a CW Morris key.
I hooked it up and played with it a little bit. It's not bad. It's neat. It's got little rubber feet in the package that you can put down there. You can
All right,
screw
there
it
you
to
go.
a board.
For people that do the dits and das.
Yeah. It's got got the Allen wrench that you can use for that, or your mobile antenna or
There you
something.
go. There you go, bro.
Okay.
Do you even didn't die? There you
So I
go.
went ahead and yeah, it looks like it's 3D printed.
Yeah.
But I went ahead and done the liberty of tightening it. Why is it not focusing on it? There's no face in here because I'm covering my face up. Anyway, I went ahead and tightened it up, to where the piece of paper in between the contacts, like the OGs do.
Oh, right.
So you don't have a lot of play in it, but you can adjust that. It's a nice little key for what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I need a keyword.
3.5 millimeter plug for both sides.
And I'm gonna lean down on Eric and Todd. You guys give me a keyword for this giveaway.
655 sounds good.
We have to have a serious talk about what our big giveaway for Christmas is going to be.
Sure.
It's gonna be something big.
Yeah, on December 27th, we'll have that discussion.
Yeah. after we gave it away on the 26th.
Listen, my suggestion for the giveaway. You want to do 655? Okay,
655 in the chat. For those
I'll wait
of
for
you
the
who
next one.
Who would like to have a? And I'm sorry for those of you on Twitch. I'm wore out. Come over to YouTube, and I'm sure Twitch is going to get pissed at us for saying that. But if you're over on Twitch and you want to participate in the giveaway, pop over to YouTube and put 655 in the chat.
It's just the way the tool works. That's
I'm
the way
sorry.
we decide.
Inception.
Well,
Nope.
How many viewers we have over on Twitch right now?
I don't have a pen.
Shane,
3.
you're still scaring your screen. Okay, there you go.
I got it fixed, buddy. I got it fixed. Sorry.
Hey, listen, are you in incognito mode? I'm concerned about your privacy.
No,
Hey, you got a Node Red going on.
I don't
Node Red
share.
going on.
I don't share that tab. This is my professional tab. Come
That
on.
tab.
So are you working on Node Red, Shane?
I have no red built. Yes.
Nice.
Will it interface with Flex?
Yes.
Excellent.
If
So-
he could get access to a Flex.
I know my Flex access is gone. But
Well-
Kyle and I did a live stream one time with Kyle, and we actually did his contest dashboard on Node Red on a Windows machine.
But wait
So
a minute,
this-
you got
this side of the
wait.
radio.
You got a promotion.
What about the promotion?
Stop buying that overland and put some money into your radio stuff first. Because that
I have a
overland.
7300. Well, what else do I need? The problem is the location.
No, you
I can
only
get
have
all
one
the radios
wait,
in the world, and they can do shit
Stop.
in an apartment.
Stop. You only have one radio? Get the hell out.
No,
Get out of
I've
my
got
clubhouse.
one.
Get out of my club. You only have
I
one
got,
radio.
I got this one too.
All right, there you go.
I
Okay,
got,
come on.
I
All
got
right.
3 in the box. I got.
All right.
Hold on. Wait,
All right. Say, you better give me your man.
How many HTs do you have within arm's reach? Because I'm at 3. I'm prepared.
In the kitchen 3. Okay. All right, grid down. All right, you win the grid down award. All right.
Shane, this is where Abe comes on and says, "Hold my beer, kid."
I know,
You see
right?
his box of HTs? He's got like 30
he
of
has a
them.
sash. He's got one of the sashes with pockets in it.
Sash, like
It's full of Balfangs.
bandolero.
I gotta
He's like a
I gotta
Bandolero,
correct, I
that's
just
it.
gotta correct what I said there. Abe would say, "Hold my water," because he thinks
All right, 60
I want
out of
Miller.
112.
I do want to say something. It's a little too late because all these people's entered. But if you live in South Carolina, please refrain from entering. You've won the last 2
I was
giveaways.
about to say the last 2 giveaways went to someone in South Carolina.
So Eric, why don't you tell them what happened on your live?
My
You-
100 subscriber giveaway. Of course, Todd was on it. Doing a little support there, and of course, it was a typical, first giveaway outside of the bigger giveaway at the end of the show, and Todd ended up becoming one of my winners. So
That means it was rigged.
yeah, exactly right. That's why I'm gonna live it down forever.
I was just supporting his channel. I'm like, oh, I'll type it in. I'll get some more people to do it. And then he spins whatever the automatic thing, and all of a sudden, like I come up and he's like, oh yeah.
That's what
Todd,
happens when you're the only one watching.
Big
What
one.
happens? All right, that's 65. I'm hitting the button.
Hit the button.
do it.
All right, Joe Brett. Hopefully this doesn't have to
Look
go
at
to
all our
Australia.
friends. Look at all our friends in there. I like that. Look at all our brothers and friends.
Say I'll laugh if it goes to Mo.
Ed, there he is.
There you go.
AC3IK. Congratulations.
Oh, Ed. Capital ED.
Does he even do CW? I got to break his stones.
You will now.
He will now.
Nobody got that.
I was letting it go, but
So if someone could take over my hosting duties while I take care of this, I would greatly appreciate it.
What are you taking care of?
I'm writing down who wins because if I don't, We won't
I
know
gotta
by the
ship
end of
it.
this.
You ain't gotta
Dude,
write
you don't
that
got a
down.
pad and paper right here.
Isn't there team replay?
So
No, there's always team replay.
So Eric and Todd, at the beginning of the show, I left for a few seconds when you came on, but you guys are running fluxes. So what is your home station like as far as for antennas? What are you guys running there?
Oh, that's a story and a half for me. Yeah, go ahead, Todd. You can start with yours. I'll get into
he
mine.
has a Wolf River coil.
I do, but it's not being used.
Ouch.
So I'm
A kid is a great antenna.
I love
So
it.
I just have an off-center dipole right now, and I have a
DX
what
Commander
else
in the
do I-
box.
a DX Commander in the box. Was gonna set it up, but
Hopefully YouTuber.
unfortunately didn't have time, and now the weather's getting kind of crappy, so it might have
Get
to
out.
wait till spring.
Get out. No, get out of this clubhouse. You don't say that.
I too have a DX Commander in the box, so don't
Yeah,
worry.
so there's
get out.
HR2O.
I was gonna say,
Mine will
and
be built
2.0
this
is
spring.
It's like a support group.
It is.
Now, Eric on the other time, he gives me a call and he says, "Hey, you can come over. Want to help me out?" And we had to take down all his antennas, including the DX Commander. And I'm like, he got bagged.
Yeah, I live in an HOA. So there, that will frame it in that sense. I had done all of the legwork to bury all of my cables and set up. At one time, I think I had 4 antennas, DX Commander. My antenna is 8010. I had a dipole. I had another NFED 1892 MFJ. I had a mix of antennas. And then I made the stupid mistake of going out to put a receive antenna out right before we hit the snow pack and left the cable, instead of running it through the tube, left it on top of the ground. Lo and behold, HOA walked by in the springtime at a surprise visit, traced the cable out to the woods, and I had a switch box and a boatload of other stuff out there, and they're like, "You need to get rid of this stuff." And I'm like,
No, pound sand.
And
son.
let me tell you, he did a good job, because when I went over there, I'm like, "What are we taking down?" I'm staring at it, and I couldn't see anything. I'm like, "What are you talking about? What are we taking down?" And once you got into the woods and you looked backwards, you could see like the box behind the tree. And
Who owns the property in the woods? Who owns the property in the woods?
the association.
I still would have said PRB1, folks. PRB1.
True,
Right?
but
It's in the woods, folks. I know.
Did
it
you-
is definitely in the woods, and it panned out that I left it. I told Todd, I'm like, I'm leaving at least 2 antennas up, if not 1, and I left my antennas NFED, which is an inverted L, up, and that's been up, and so I'm back on the air, but with 1 antenna at this point.
That's
Did you were you doing a loop on the ground or for your?
I
receiving
was actually trying to do a bog, and the bog itself started out really well.
So for those on the podcast that may not be familiar with that, what is a bog?
It's beverage on ground. So basically, it's a receive antenna, anything between 5 feet or below, depending on how you have it situated, and it's usually about 60 foot square. And it's designed to be a receive antenna only, so you can't put anything through it. But it's supposed to. And where I'm situated, I'm kind of in a valley, so I was trying to just pull out a lot of the, we have a lot of 10-meter nets and stuff like that in the area. So I was just looking for like more ground wave kind of communications, and just because I know the noise floor would probably be much better. My noise floor is not too bad here because I got pretty good grounding and most of the houses are isolated from each other. So, I don't have to worry about a really high noise floor, but I wanted to.
I'm jealous.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Okay. So because you don't have access to Flex, let's talk after. I'll happily give you
Okay, I'm all about it because I can tell what time. I know exactly what time my downstairs neighbor starts making coffee. Because my noise floor will go from a 6 to a 9.
Yep.
Yeah. That's when the coffee machine turns on, or a light or something in there. So
See,
I'm
so
roughly
we
like
have this.
S3.
See, here's the thing is though. So when I was living in Montreal, we have suburb communities where these people had these really, really fancy, expensive houses, and they had like the BMW parked in front of it or whatever. They're a really nice car. But if you ever went in their house, they were like, there was nothing in their house. They couldn't afford the furniture. They couldn't afford all that stuff, right? They were like, what is it called? Houseburg or something like that, where their money went into the image from the street view. It's kind of like most Flux Radio owners, I think, because, they have the Flex. You don't have to go in there.
This is my shack behind me. This is what you're looking at right here. That Geocron alone costs more than your headset there, Molson.
No,
you're
this is
not
Amazon.
supposed to insult a guest. Jeez.
Hey, listen, Flex owners are open. That's all I got to say. No.
Flex Brothers Unite.
Right?
That came out of nowhere, guys. Where
He's
that
been
came
on
out of
that
that?
for 20 minutes.
It's okay. I got thick skin. I'm okay.
Although I have to be honest with you, I'm seriously, I've been thinking about saving up for a flex. So I'm just gonna give you that.
You should. They're great radios.
I could say all the crap I want to, but I tried it out at Dayton. I was messing around with it. I was like, I like this. This is nice. This is very nice.
It's a change. Like, and we did a flex episode. I think it's called just Flex Intervention, because Ryan at that point wasn't a flex owner, and I had just become a flex owner. And so Todd and I get into all of the details of, how the whole flex ecosystem changes and gets really, it's almost like a flip of what when you're sitting in front of a radio and fooling with the VFO and a bunch of knobs. It's just, you throw that all away and start fresh.
And the interface is fantastic.
Oh, phenomenal.
So I got the Flex first, and the reason I got mine was I was going to build a Go box, right? So I was thinking the 991A.
Put a Flex radio in a Go box.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the things, and again, this is where Eric spends my money. He goes, well, Todd, you might as well just get a Flex and then put the X10 in the Go box, and you'd have a hell of a POTA radio.
Yep.
And then I started looking, and I'm like, well, you're right. If I did that, it's a little bit more all right. But I've been working this crazy overtime. And the other reason I really wanted it is because I hadn't had enough time. I haven't had a lot of time to play radio. But when I'm up all night, I got nothing better to do than play radio. And the fact that I can connect it from my iPad when I'm staying up all night. And I've been having a blast because last couple months, I've been talking to Australia on sideband and New Zealand like there was no tomorrow.
Isn't that cool?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's been probably the best part for me. But like you said, like even getting the weakest signals, you could clear everything out and just hear them. So it's been a lot of fun.
I need to be able to put a little dig at Todd though, because in essence, I wasn't always the first flex owner. I bought a DX10. I started at a 450 and then graduated to DX10. I said, that's my radio. I'm going to stay with this. And then Todd, lo and behold, like, yeah, I've got a problem, first world issue where I can't, access it remotely. And, any of the, devices for, the Yaesu world is unobtainium. So he's like, one of our club members is a flex guy and, kind of lured him over there and said, you need to get a flex, and he got a flex, and then lo and behold, he's like, dude, you're gonna love this. Here's my login. It was done at that point. Once you get the login.
So that was my problem, because I had someone here local that gave me the login for their flex, and from that point forward, because it had like a 600 watt amplifier on it, so I was able to work like all kinds of DX on it.
Yep.
And I got so spoiled.
Wait,
like I was like,
wait, Shane, didn't you work New Zealand barefoot?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
100
I did too.
From South Carolina, right?
Yep, from South Carolina.
That was not a flex.
That was not a flex. That was, you have a FDDX 101, right?
No.
What do you have?
7610.
Oh, that's right. You're Yaesu.
Icon saves the day yet again.
Sorry. I do enjoy using Steve. Steve has a fantastic station.
He does.
The Step IR just sings on the bands. I made contact with Callum during his live stream on 3 separate bands on Steve's station.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That was so cool, because even Callum was like, is it Shane again? And I was like, yeah, it's me, buddy. Sorry.
Well, it's funny because Ryan, our other host, who's not on tonight, he's the big gun in our group, and he's got a 75-foot tower, a 5-element beam. He had a 7610. Running barefoot. Phenomenal setup. I mean, if you ever go over to his website, just go up to wnsnh.com and you can kind of see his layout and configuration. But I'll summarize the story really quickly. He was very much holding on to his 7610 because he's like, oh, I want to learn it all. I want to get used to it. And we kept pushing hard about get flex. And he goes to this estate sale down in his neighborhood, and of course bumps into another ham. And this other ham's like, oh, I just got a 7610. This is great. And he's like, oh, I have a 7610, and he's like, if you're ever interested in selling it or whatever, let me know. And he's like, well, I might be, and so the guy gave him a blank check and said, you fill in the amount, I'll buy your 7610 from you.
Wow. Okay.
So he turns it around, buys a 6600.
Nice.
The 8x2 antenna switch. He's got, there's a couple.
He's now looking at the amp too, right?
Yeah, he's going for the
PTXL. So Ryan lives by the motto, buy once, cry once. So when he goes big. Like he's not replacing, like his tower is like, it might as well be like a commercial tower. It's not like your typical hey, I'm going to put a tower up on the side of my house. This thing is like, it's huge. And he can control it. He goes, Todd, check this out. He pulls out his app on his phone. He starts turning the beam. He goes, I can do this from my phone from here.
Yep.
So he's like talking, he's going to have the amp. He says, I'm doing everything flex. It's all going to be all connected.
When I eventually buy a house, that's the idea. It's all going to be flex. Everything's going to be in the garage, and I'm going to have this really cool low maintenance station that's got a curved screen where I can listen to everybody, and then but everything else is remoted. It's going to be totally in the other room, so it's not. You don't have ham shit everywhere.
I was done. I thought we was talking about FPP for a minute.
We're the original AA0Zs. What are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. It's totally not something that I will continue to do forever and a day, but I did sign up for remote ham radio.
Okay.
And you get really spoiled.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was working, I was using a Flex 6600 with an Elecraft KPA 1500 at 1.5 kilowatts. Listen to this antenna. The 10 meter is a 7-element 100. The 15 meter is a 555 stack. The 20 meter is a 6.6 stack at 122 feet. The 40 meter is a 3-element 40 meter Yagi at 110 feet, and the 80 meter is a full four square. So
sitting at 110 acres in the middle of Utah or something.
It's sitting in the Catskill Mountains at 2,100 feet above the ground. So I played with that. I was like, okay, that was great. I'm not going to pay that kind of money to play ham radio. But that was cool to see that. As one of these days, I'll have a contest station like that. But that is just insane.
Meanwhile, Joe Brett and I are on 100 watts on a wire, but that's okay, right, Joe Brett?
Joe Brett's not on 100 watts. He got a heater in that shack.
That's right.
I forgot about that. All right,
Yeah.
so I'm the poor guy in the group. I don't care.
I got a heater for you, Jeff.
7300 Izzo.
I'm a big Poda guy. I love my 891. You'll have to pry from my cold dead hands until they replace the 891 with hopefully a 706 killer, but we'll talk about that some other time. I love that. I'm just starting to creep into QRP stuff. I wouldn't say 20 watts is QRP, but I just finally got my FX4CR, which I hopefully will have a review done on my channel for that. And I love that radio. I'm totally like awestruck with the build on that. So I'm thinking, wow, QRP sounds really fun.
Eric, check out our buddy Kevin K0KLB. He's in Iowa. He's a farmer. Yep. I'm not sure if you've seen his stuff, but he'll load up the Columbine. He'll load up a whole bunch of things. He's playing every Sunday night. We're either on 20 meters or 40 meters on sideband, running 20 watts or lower, whatever. Kevin's a great guy, and he has one of those radios. And you may want to check it out to see what some of the things that he has done from in between the corn stalks, which is cool. The anomaly of what probably all of us are using our QRP stuff for. But awesome. He's loving it.
I'll check it out. Cool.
Shane, did you say it's $1 a minute to use that remote service with the amp
to transmit? Yes. Wow. The airtime is $1 a minute for the big heater on the big antenna is $1 a minute for that. So it's not something that I would like if I wanted to make a quick QSO with Callum or something and I just couldn't do it from my infed half wave, maybe. But no, that's not something that I would sit and rag chew on because I'd go broke in a heartbeat.
Well, you might want to consider doing like W1DED up in Maine. He's got his own channel, but he's got a remote station that he's partnered with somebody else out in California with, and he's got a KX3 up there, and it's just all remote and sitting in a container. You might want to find somebody who's got a remote station that would let you put your flex there. You buy the flex and rack it, and
so there's this guy that's on the stream called the Clubhouse. His name is Steve. He has a 76 and a step IR, and now
I know that guy.
Now that his lightning strike
is he on the stream right now,
he is actually.
Now he could be.
Now that he's repaired the damage from the lightning strike, I'll probably get back on and rag you. His station is
only if they're not using the stove.
Yeah, was it 20 or 40 meters, Steve? Whenever I keyed up to cut the stove off.
Actually, it was flipping the light on and off on the stove. And I think it's both 20.
It's like, oh, Shane's remoted into the station.
Yeah. Well, at first she was getting ready to call a priest and have the place exorcised.
Exercise or exorcist.
Exercise, exercise, right?
Firing up the
Izoism.
stage.
Isn't it? No, it's exercise, isn't it?
Correct with the shake weight.
Extra fries. What?
Extra fries.
I didn't
But
say
yeah.
it before, but when he said that he would to that guy, the YouTube channel would tune up. He meant to say combine, not Columbine.
Columbine. Much different.
It's
Columbine.
Izoisms. We're
It's a
used
plant,
to it.
right? But yeah. Well, you know what, Steve? Here, Shane. Here's what I'll do, man. If I buy
Okay.
a Flex, I'll charge you 30 cents a minute,
Hey, that's money right there.
and then maybe I can afford better internet.
I was about to say you got to have good internet if you're gonna list on that website.
I was gonna say direct internet for the Flex, and then other internet for the rest of the family.
Exactly.
You know, I
I
think
get that up here.
you know. So you guys talk about this. I was just remembering back in the
Scout.
90s. Yeah.
Look at Ape's comment.
Totally.
Well, I was just going to bring that up, Abe,
And
because
then
back
10
in
minutes to yell the POTA guy off the channel.
well,
Right?
back in the 90s, guys were paying. Well, I'm sure there were women too, but people were paying a lot of money
course.
to have someone talk dirty to them for $4.99. You had
Now
Mrs.
you can do it at 14.3, huh?
Right. Well, okay, for free, unless you're dialing in on your Flex. You had Mrs. Cleo or whatever her name was, who could tell you your future.
Look now for your free reading.
Just do that on 7200. You don't have no problem. Just put your call out
Exactly.
there and they'll say hello back.
And here we are on ham radio doing the same thing. You know, it's amazing how what comes around goes around.
Oh,
Man.
But you know, the guy must be doing pretty well because I kind of follow his page on Facebook, and he's all constantly putting up new stations for that remote stuff. Big stations. You know?
Other people are putting up the stations and partnering in with him on that
Okay.
website.
That makes sense too, but it still must be
His-
doing pretty well.
the state, all of the stations that are on that are fantastic. Most of them are a lot cheaper than that one to for airtime. It's not something you want to rag to on, but if you're trying to chase a DX station that you just can't get, it's great for it.
You know, and Shane, it's your fault that now every time
Your fault.
it's your fault because what was that? It wasn't remote hams, but it was that you use that RC4 client.
Yeah, that's remote hams.
That's
Not
remote
remote
ham.
ham radio, but that's remote. There's two services. So remotehams.com is free.
Well, some of it is
If you can find a station that'll let you talk.
right.
And then there's remote ham radio, which is like $20 a month, and then you pay depending on what station you pick and what power level you want. It's different for each one of them.
Okay, so the free one that we was talking about and playing around with, and now every time I make contact with K8MRD or Mike down there, he always comes back with, "Well, are you running remote to contact me, or are you on your home station?" Every single time. I'm like, I've only done that once, Mike.
But then you made a video that you were listening on remote stations in order to make.
Oh,
the
now,
Facebook
yes, I will
stuff.
do that. So I get that SDR thing where I'll listen to somebody else's radio where I can hear you, because I found out if you hear them, you can work them kind of thing is not always true.
That's
So
true.
sometimes if you can't hear them at home, but you can hear them on somebody else's radio, they might still hear you. And it's
Is
kind
that
of weird.
cheating?
No.
I don't think so either.
Self spotting, is that what we're going to get into now?
No.
No.
Everyone says like if you're remoting, it's cheating.
The thing
It's
about ham
I'm
radio
just
is
getting to
based
the RF a different way.
ham radio
I
is
would
based on
say, Shane-
innovation and experimentation, and all of that fits in those categories.
But if you're
Well, you need to
transmitting,
hit the live button.
Spoken from a true person, yes.
listen, if I'm remoting if I'm at home and I'm transmitting from home, but I'm listening in on the Utah SDR to pick up the other guy better, I would question if that is a genuine, like, clear communication both ways to my QTH. It's not. You know,
you made the
now
contact.
yeah, but did you? The thing though is that like his signal is not making it to you. You're making it to him. You're listening. The only way you hear him is from listening to the SDR in Utah, let's say. So is it a genuine communication that was like done on its own without the assistance? That's where it's
Do you
the
make phone
assistance side.
calls every day?
Here we
Yeah.
go.
It comes into the same. It comes into the same radio. I'm holding my head.
It's a valid communication, right?
Communication.
When somebody calls you about a
I'm
job,
not talking on one phone, listening on another. Right?
you might.
You can.
Listen.
That's true.
But if you're operating a flex, the flex
You're still having the conversation regardless.
Yeah, but no,
Flex.
hold on. Yeah, but I'm not. So I'm not. But as far as for remote, like if you're transmitting from a location, say Hawaii, I'm logged into a tower or a radio station in Hawaii. I'm transmitting and listening from that station. That's a valid contact. My issue is my only question, not an issue, is what and listen, I've done it before, right? I've listened on Utah SDR when I've had a pile up. I've had it in one ear. And if I'm having a hard time hearing somebody or I'm not hearing something, I'll listen in and say, hey, I've done it before. Now, I think you can argue it's not necessarily clear communication, direct both ways. It's not a Molson rant. It's a genuine question / whatever.
You can argue anything.
It doesn't matter how you make the contact. You made the contact, right?
Oh, you
Context
sound
is
like an
context. And I will
sound like an FT8 user there.
But I will say though, like whenever I give someone a signal report, I don't say you're 5.9 Texas. I say you're 5.9 Maine, wherever that station's at that I'm transmitting from. That way, whomever is receiving the signal report realizes that yes, you're talking to a Texas licensee, but that the signal report is coming from a remote location. And sometimes I'll even tell them, "Hey, I'm remoted into Maine, and you're 5.9 into Maine," just to let them know.
Yeah. If I'm transmitting from a remote station, I always tell them where you're transmitting from. That's
Well, and then you
rules,
have
right?
guys that have a one call and live in South Carolina.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. Yeah.
Mo.
Ape
Mo.
says if you're not cheating, you
Let's
ain't
call it
trying.
Mo.
Love Mo. Love my
Yeah,
Mo.
us one call areas are a little annoyed by that, but we'll get over it.
FRBC, it's all good.
Right. So, Mike, N2MAK, member for 11 months. Thank you so much for the 11 month. That's almost a year of money, man. You got that just blows my mind sometimes. Clubhouse needs to put a remote station on CLAN. I agree. 110%. I mean, they turned us down for even just being a part of their little cool club over there. So we'll try.
Still trying to get
I
access
think-
to that remote down at what is it, Costa Rica?
Mm-hmm. The one that
I think
Jason
it'd be cool
has.
to put a remote station up in like Iqaluit, up in Nunavut, way up there.
Yeah.
Is that in Canada?
Yeah, but
Where? What?
it's like way up.
Where is
Nunavut, Iqaluit.
Is that
Yeah,
even
it is.
further than
Do they
where
have-
you
do they have-
vacation?
Do they,
No, that's where he vacationed.
do they have electricity up
it's
there?
further than that.
Further
They have
north.
Yes. You have to.
Is it-
You
is
can.
Do they have
The only way
internet
to get
access
stuff
up
there
there?
is by
They may
airplane or
have
by-
better internet. They may
You have
have
to have
better
a moose
internet.
that's pedaling a bicycle to get provide for electricity.
It's all steam powered.
Hey, you laugh. There's
Hey,
probably better internet up there than in Molson's house right now.
I agree.
Oh,
So true.
shut up!
Internet or
Yeah, I'll
not
show
up
you.
there, though, I have to give props since you brought it up to Daniel, because if you remember, he still trekked some treacherous, untraveled paths.
A little bit of water.
Yes,
He made it to some parts up there that you can't take no highway to.
Right. It's called logging roads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that man.
You know
did
what?
it.
So
Damn
I talked
harder.
with Tom. I talked with our buddy Tommy Boy the other day because he went moose hunting. Did I share the pictures?
No,
of
but
his
you're
moose,
supposed to
that he
get
caught?
him on the show. You're supposed to get him on the show.
Yeah, he doesn't want to come on the show. He just goes. Ha, ha, ha,
I don't blame
Danny,
him.
You're funny.
I don't blame him.
So I was talking with him, and he's like, "Yeah, I woke up this morning, 6 inches of snow," and I'm like, "Wow!" And it made me go, snowmobiles, parks that you can't get to. That sounds like a wintertime activity.
That does look.
Oh, God.
Hey.
Yes. Yeah. So here, I'll
He's
just show
gonna
you
get
where none of it is.
817 backpack.
So
Oh wow, that's
I
like at the top
live.
of the earth.
That's remote.
Yeah, well, that's literally the Arctic Circle up here, like up here.
I think I see
So,
Santa.
yeah,
I think I see Santa Claus's house.
To say, is there an elf up
can-
there?
Santa Village.
like somewhere up here
That's
would be
Alaska.
nice to do.
Antenna
Like,
boy.
Cole Harbor has an airport, so we should figure out a solution.
An
For it. There's actually
Is there
a,
a Tim Hortons up there?
Probably not. Probably not.
Is there a
Got to
Walmart?
bring your own coffee.
Plasma Storm, thank you for supporting the channel, buddy. We appreciate it.
I would say I would say that we could listen. You laugh, but we could probably string an NFET halfway from the airport roof. Things are a little bit.
I mean, they don't
different
have
up in
anything
those
else going on
areas.
up there, so
Exactly.
You have an in with the tower control guy.
Who's probably a
No,
ham
but I'm
too.
sure
He's
if we-
probably a
he's
ham.
gonna have to
Listen,
probably
unplug
a
the
ham
ham radio while they take care of the airplanes.
They lost a
Stand
couple
by.
of shipping containers full of beer the other week. Remember that? So I'm sure if we ship
Yeah,
them
that's
some
right.
beer, they'll do
Ah,
anything.
that's true.
There you go. Collateral.
That would work. That would work.
Well, listen, guys. For our guests who are now have become our brothers, we have a couple things we need to do. We need to take care of some business here. So we need to have a motion to have them become indoctrinated.
Oh, I'll make that motion.
Very cool.
Is there
I
a
second
second?
it.
Yeah.
Got to make sure Ryan's in that one. Yep.
We
Absolutely.
have
So
to do them
he,
separately. So
he owes us a visit. He owes us. Tell him you get it back to him. He owes us.
He shipped the cardboard cutout of himself to me, but I just didn't get it in the mail yet.
That's fine. All right. So welcome, guys. Welcome to the clubhouse. You guys are welcome back anytime. Now,
we accept Venmo, PayPal, Zelle for dues.
all right. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do this kind of. You got to play our lightning question round. It is
you do that.
It is a tradition.
TC Fitz, thanks for the $10 super chat.
Hey,
TC,
thank you, buddy.
our brother TC, absolutely. All right, Eric, chicken, fish, or steak? Or I'm sorry,
Steak.
chicken.
Steak,
Steak.
100%, my friend.
And how do you like your steak?
I'm a medium guy, but when it comes to barbecue, as long as it's low and slow, I'm good.
Cool. Todd.
Steak, medium rare.
Okay.
Ooh, knock the horns off it, right?
Do you guys like
Or is it still
potato
kind of
chips?
mooing?
Do you guys
Yes.
like potato chips?
Yeah, barbecue.
Get out of here.
Todd,
Todd, be
Yeah.
my friend.
Show.
Yeah, I like them. Salt and
Oh
vinegar.
man.
I'm
Okay.
a sour cream and onion guy, so yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Let's see here. Ice cream. Yes or no?
yes.
Only when my wife's involved.
What kind of ice cream? I'm being good here, boys. I'm really being good.
Yeah, I'm a cherry vanilla guy. I mean, I'm pretty, I'm not a
Cherry
big dessert guy.
vanilla.
Yeah, dude, I'm not a big dessert guy, so
I'm either coffee or pistachio.
pistachio. Come on, gosh,
That's good.
ugh.
Never had it. You got to try it.
Oh, I
Next thing, please do not tell me mint ice cream. Please do not tell me
No.
mint ice cream. Okay.
No, not me.
wasabi with that.
mint chocolate chip.
Okay. All right. And Eric, for Eric only, what's your favorite band?
It would have to be Mute Math, but if we're talking HF, probably 20 meters. I'm a big 20
Mute Math? Really?
Yeah, I love Mute Math.
Google.
Before that, Earth Suit, when they were Earth Suit.
That's usually what I do to math. I just mute it out.
And Todd, what about you? Todd, your favorite band?
Well, I'm kind of in mourning, but Jimmy Buffett and the Coral Reefer Band.
Yes.
I've been to I went to over 20 shows, was really into it like in college and after college, and they were always fun. And I saw him once at in San Francisco. And if you guys have ever been to one of his shows, they always film the pre-party and they showed up on the screen at the midway point. So I'm up there, half in the bag screaming. I came all the way from New Hampshire to see him, and he puts me up on the screen. He says, "Dude," he goes, "I'll be in New Hampshire next month. I'll be in New England next month." Like, what are you doing?
Nice.
But yeah, that's I'm a big Buffett fan. Big fan.
Airheads unite.
Yeah.
Excellent. Very good, guys. So,
Ham Radio
okay.
Wilderness Frank, thanks so much for the $5 super chat coming
Frank.
from the Frank Rails Photography. So Frank Rails Photography, give that a sub.
Very cool.
Thanks so much for that. Let's do another giveaway. How about
Yes.
Let's do that. So James over Quirky QRP, who is a giant sponsor of the November-December giveaways. Tonight let's do one of the Ham Shack reference mats.
Love mine. Love mine.
Dude, mine's fantastic too.
I'd like to win this.
Me too.
No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way.
I
Mine's
can't do
actually
this.
out in the truck to go to POTA.
All right.
Put that.
They make great for doing POTA. They make fantastic stuff for that as well. So you have a band plan across the top. You've got phonetics. You've got Q codes. You've got the RST system. You have common HF calling frequencies. I mean, this thing is top notch. Top
And
notch.
that's the most information I found on one, and I've looked at a few of them.
Oh, I agree. All right, so let's go with the pad.
The pad, I love it.
Yeah, so just the pad in chat if you would like.
Guys, spell
one
it
of the things
exactly as you see it.
There's
Exactly
no
as you
space
see it.
there.
James, you're a contributor to the show. Thank you so much. You've contributed quite a lot of stuff for the next few months.
Very generous,
And
man.
for those that are still watching, there's like 100 and something of you in there. On
18.
the Christmas after show, I believe it's the 26th, we do have a Slink antenna to give away. And I have been eyeballing one of those things for so long. Such a cool antenna.
If you guys are actually looking for a really like kind of K6 ARK / say Pac-10 antenna, I just did a review with a live show actually on my 100th giveaway with Reliance antenna. That's a phenomenal end-fed, antenna, 100 watts. Really great, easy pack away antenna, and it's kind of one of the antennas I'm throwing in my beach kind of, QRP bag.
Nice.
I went on their website.
Is it like a 40, 20, 15, 10?
80 through 10, 40 through 10.
80 through 10. Okay.
Yeah, they run silicone, runs the stealth wire, really good winders, the whole 9 yards. Actually, do I have?
Nice.
Choose your length, Shane. It's really nice. And I got to tell you something. I'm on the website and I'm like, do I really need another antenna? And then the left side of the brain says, Izzo, why are you asking that stupid question? Of course you do.
Izzo, you always need another antenna.
You always need another antenna.
This is it.
We got Ben Williams. I just saw that in the chat. Ben Williams, thanks for the 11-month membership. You guys
Eric, go ahead and show it.
This is the antenna here. So literally it's, super compact, nice kite winder, great wire, all the whole accoutrement with the links and whatnot works great with my, Carbon 6.
Interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
Link in the chat to that live stream.
Yep, will do.
Thanks, Joe.
UTV and Ham, thanks for being a member for 4 months. We appreciate it. Look at that. 69 entrances for the pad out of the 114 that are watching.
Guys,
let's get
listen. Hey, listen to everybody in the audience. Don't forget, I said it last week, and I'm going to keep on saying it. When your family wants to know what do you want for Christmas, stocking stuffer, gift, or whatever,
a gift card to the Ham Radio Clubhouse.
Exactly. You tell them quirky QRP.
Oh, there we go.
Let me just say this before you draw the pad.
Okay.
This made me think of not what you're thinking of, but we all know our buddy Vern 6, which I don't know where he's at tonight. But the Vern 6, some of you obviously have seen the post earlier today where he had a product shipped to him and it was very well packaged. And
it depends.
It depends. This person used a Depends diaper to cushion the shipping so it didn't get damaged.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, use what you got.
Exactly.
Hey, if it works,
you
it's
could
not
destroy a product that's wrapped in Depends, I'm going to give it to you,
Right?
As long as it's not a used one.
Right.
There you go.
All right, so we're at 76. When we get to 80, I'm going to hit the button. 80 entrants.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine the guys on 80 meters talking about the multiple uses of a male Depends?
Depends.
The multiple uses? I didn't think there was more than one.
I was about to say,
it was a male
82.
version. It could have been a female version. You don't know.
No. Whoa.
I'd have to take some chocolates, Meredith.
Just sniff it.
3 more.
I'm probably going to buy
Throw a
some
Baby
just
Ruth
to
in there.
send this Morse code key to Ed like that.
Do it in a flat pack.
3 more people. The pad. If we don't get 3 more people in a couple minutes, I'm going to hit the
Come on, Todd. Go ahead. Jump in.
I already put it in.
Put it in again.
You're a pretty lucky guy.
If I win, then
Liz,
I'm going to
James
go buy
says-
a lottery ticket.
James said, y'all. Hey guys, breaking news.
Oh,
James
79.
said,
There we go. We need one more.
You don't need to buy a Flex, so you're all good there.
hey guys, breaking news. He just said, James said he just dropped the price of the Ham Shack reference map by $5. There you go, guys.
Nice.
Come on.
Nice.
That's almost like free shipping on him, right?
Almost.
I mean, he's not, I'm not trying to make a shipping deal here. I'm just saying $5 is $5.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's 20. It's $24.99.
$29.99.
It's 24 if he drops $5.
Or
I don't know.
was it?
I don't know when it's going to update on our end.
I thought it was up higher than that previously.
I have no idea.
It
I'll
doesn't
let
make a
James-
difference.
James
It's a
let us
great
know.
deal. It's a great deal regardless.
Oh, there's
There you
80 hitting the button. 81 hitting the button.
Hit the button.
All right, who's going to win this Shaq reference, Matt?
James says it was
Look at all our
35.
friends. Look at
Okay,
all our
so it
friends.
was 35.
Hey, there we go.
Paul Hoffman.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Paul, thank you so much. Don't make me track you down. Shoot us an email, hamradioclubhouse@gmail.com, or you can shoot me a direct message on Discord.
All right, James
But
says
what's
it
the
was
Clubhouse
35
discount
out.
code?
It was 35.
Quirky
Liberty's
QRP, or
asking what the discount
Clubhouse.
code is again.
Quirky Clubhouse.
And that Matt was 35. It's now 29. So there you go, guys. There's a bro right there for you.
Don't make me chase you down.
Or else he'll give it to Joe Brett.
I'll give it. I'll send it to Joe Brett. Yeah, exactly.
and you get it. You'll get it, and it depends.
That'll be fine, as long as it's not used.
Yeah,
Or it might be
yeah,
at that
exactly.
rate.
You know what? That would be hilarious if like ham radio company manufacturer shipped Depends paddings to the old hams when they ship radios.
Could
Wait, when they
reuse
buy a
that.
new radio.
Yeah, hold
It
on.
could be
to
like a
that.
promotional. You can think about it. You can team up with like a manufacturer of adult diapers. You can do a promo, a free giveaway to a customer, and at the same time have extra padding. It's like a 2-for-1.
Molson, you know, that stuff, that might
see him
be.
now with the
listen,
Gigaparts logo.
listen, he might be on. Molson may be right because I don't know what the cost is of those peanuts and that bubble wrap. So, you know something? Those things may be cheaper. And if,
Dude, we should totally we gotta buy a pack, like a couple packs of customized adult diapers, put like Hammer Clubhouse on them or Gigaparts, and send them to
We're gonna
like some
give them
grumpy old
away.
hams.
Oh, we can
Send
send them
them
to
to, like,
Minnesota.
You might be able to get Ham Radio Clubhouse
Yeah,
branded.
and you know what I want to do? You know how women were wearing
We're
the
working on the
shorts?
condoms.
You know how the women,
Ham Radio
you know how
Clubhouse
the,
condoms.
you know how the women were wearing the shorts that said juicy and pink on the back?
Yeah.
We're gonna put our names on the back.
How
Oh,
the hell
God.
you know
We're
about
screwed.
that, Izzo?
Do this.
Is
So-
that a use once, Steve? Or use twice?
Yes. So
These actually say Huntsville Hamfest 2023.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow.
Courtesy of the
They hand-
Shack
were
and
they
Off
handing
boys.
them out at the
Shaq and
podium?
Greg.
The Shack and Off boys were handing those out. At
Oh,
the,
figures. Well, then you can stop right there.
Yep. That's that. Next, I'm telling you, next year the Clubhouse could do the same thing. So Joe Brett mentioned it earlier, and it was posted in Discord by Don 5Guest N5SKT. But as of today, we're going to talk more ham radio, and I apologize for that. There's some people that are just like, "What? What are y'all doing?" But the baud rate,
We didn't come here for that.
the report. Okay, so the Federal Communications Commission today adopted new rules to incentivize innovation and experimentation in amateur radio. They're
What's that mean?
digging deep there. In amateur radio bans by removing outdated restrictions and providing licensees with the flexibility to use modern digital emissions. So does that mean we're getting rid of the maritime mobile net? Just
Yeah.
a
No.
question for a friend.
Oh,
So
you're funny. You're funny.
So the report and order adopted today eliminates the baud rate limitation, the rate which the carrier waveform amplitude, frequency, and the phase is varied to transmit information in certain amateur radio bands. Instead of this baud rate limitation, we have a bandwidth limitation of 2.8 kilohertz. So I guess, is FT8 now going to be running 3 wide, or what do you think is going to happen with that?
I don't know. I would hope of major improvements, though. I'm expecting, some cool stuff to come out of it. Maybe FT4 will no longer be the faster mode.
Right.
0.5, babe.
Mm-hmm.
Ham Radio Tube says check-ins for the YL Systems net. Hasn't been a while on that net in about 45 years, but I digress. Izzo, I've got to go make water, son. I'm going to turn it over to you for just a second.
Don't turn it over. You know what'll happen the last time you turned it over to me. I turned the whole show over.
Oh,
You didn't hit the big red button, so it's okay.
That's true.
That's a me move.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. So what does that actually mean? Like, I mean, obviously, anybody know really what the improvements are going to be out of that whole thing? You know, obviously, benefits, but what are they?
It's going to be up to the development. People that's doing the data programs.
Does that mean JSA call will be faster?
I hope. Well, not JSA call, but
No.
well, I mean, yeah.
might be.
I'm thinking FT. No, JT65. That's where I started that. And then FT8 come out, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then FT4, I'm like, y'all ain't ready for this roller coaster. And so who knows what's going to happen?
We're going to have second transmissions both ways. Wow, that'd be crazy.
I guess I have to ask for a guy like me who hasn't played since PSK 31. I don't know what the benefit is. So overall, what is the objective here?
Speed.
What is the
speed?
Okay.
High def SSTV.
Do you want to stay with dial-up internet, or do you want that new fiber stuff? I mean,
Okay.
Kind of on that basis.
But
is what I take.
But for again, not to sound like the old man here, but for the guy like me who's only doing sideband, that's cool.
Oh yeah,
I guess I'm knocking yourself out.
Didn't Ham Radio Crash Course have something on this anyway? And he was talking about how some of the other folks were just against the idea that it would crush some of the low CW side of stuff, and those folks running low power transmissions or something like that. I didn't quite fully pay attention to it, but didn't know if it was like going to increase our little like slice for FT8 or allow for more kind of protocols to kind of blossom. I mean, who knows what it could bring. I mean, I definitely file transfer for sure, right?
Yeah, there's definitely there's concerns. If you get new development, and I did a video on this new data mode that
free data.
Free data, and the biggest problem I've seen with that whole development is finding a spot to run digital stuff that's not interfering with the Morse code section. Right. So like the frequency, the developers are overseas, and that's not their Morse code section. So they didn't see a problem with it. And I'm like, dude, we're getting overrun with our program won't decode the signals here because it's constantly got a Morse code carrier on it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that explains why I had so much of a problem with it.
Yeah. And the TNC in it, the software TNC stays busy because it sees a signal, but it's really somebody doing Morse code. And so the US has kind of adjusted their frequency up above that, but the guys overseas, the development, they're kind of sticking where they're at. So, and that's the problem. If you come up with new modes, new programs and stuff, then where are you going to put it? And it's just a challenge. But we face that in ham radio all the time, right?
Just put it on 60,
Well, I mean, Don said something about VAR modems having a higher baud rate. I mean, what's that give us? Obviously, just faster speeds, but it just means quicker get in, get out, and get off.
Mm-hmm.
James Hannibal makes an interesting comment regarding access to the 4 meter band, which I know they have, I believe, in England, and maybe some other countries over there in Europe. Is that an answer to us? I don't know. Could be.
I was gonna say,
could we just take over 11 meters? Yeah, I'm for it. We know that Channel 9, they're not using that.
Exactly.
Not at 4 watts. They're not. No.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to, I guess, wait and see. I mean, that's kind of how I'm looking at it.
When the lights dim, when they say break 19, that's
right.
It's okay.
Well, once again, as this thing progresses forward, and like what Joe Brett was saying with the developers, there's going to have to be a lot of gentleman agreements, and we know sometimes how some of those gentleman agreements work well, and other times they don't. It ends up becoming the end users who either cooperate and everyone can be happy, or there's this entitlement of, hey, I'm here first, and if you don't like it, go jump in the lake. So,
well, Yeah, I mean, we all can't be the maritime net, but and that's but the bottom line is like FT8. I mean, from when I started in 2021 or so, like that was just relatively new, and then now it's just like if you're not doing FT8 ISO, then you're just not cool enough. But what boils down to what it boils down to is it eventually they'll make space for it. I mean, otherwise they'll just get overrun.
Listen, I am not against FT8. I don't do it, but if I was in a situation, absolutely. But and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If I was in a situation, whether it was for something to do with my body, hearing, eyes, whatever, hands, whatever, or where I was living, and if that's all I can do, you bet your ass I'm going to be doing FT8. I'm a ham radio operator, so I think we adapt throughout the years of who we are and what's going on in our personal life, as well as what gets us going. If I had I'm sure Eric and Todd, if I lived close to you guys, I'd probably have a flex. That's what happens.
Hey, I can come by and do it remotely, no problem. We'll just do a Zoom a couple of times a week.
Why is it I'm on the Flex Radio website right now? You guys
He's gonna have a 6600 en route in no time with the Power Genius.
You need the insider, let me know. I can give you a couple of discount codes.
Steve,
Right.
hey, Black Friday's coming up.
Hey!
That was going on sale then.
Well, the Thanksgiving one's still out, or Veterans Day is still out there too.
It'll be bigger Black Friday, I bet.
You enjoy your Flex, Steve, please.
So I just found a document. It's from the FCC government website. It's a 17-page document talking about this order or whatever it is. And it's got I haven't read the whole thing, but the first page is an FCC fact sheet. And it says what the report and order would do: removes the baud limitation, the rate at which the carrier waveform amplitude, frequency, and or phase is varied to transmit information for data emissions applicable to certain amateur radio bands. And it implements a 2.8 kilohertz bandwidth limitation in place of the baud rate limitation in the applicable amateur radio bands. So instead of our limitation being based on baud, it's based on the bandwidth of the signal. From just as quick overview that they have. I can share that in the
Well, I mean, it might help, like, things like APRS. I mean, APRS is running at like 1900, that kind of speed, and that'll improve, those communications and, throughput. I mean, the more data you can send in terms of your, speed, the faster you can get it to wherever you're sending it to. And it's a little bit more reliable in terms of, error correction and stuff. But, it's all, kind of what can we do, smoke and mirrors at this point until someone kind of, steps on it and moves forward.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, cool. I didn't know. Thanks, Don. I didn't know that you shared it. He says he shared that.
SKT is on it. Absolutely. SKT is on it. He's good.
I saw it roll by the chat.
But cool.
Joe Brett, you have something you want to share?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So N1JUR, Eric. When I first discovered your channel and yourself, it was I believe Hayden, I think from VK Land, if I'm not mistaken with my memory, shared this link with some of us about, hey, check this out. And we seen this cool website.
Oh gosh, yes. You let me get out of the bag. I'm actually doing a video release on this. It'll go out Thursday morning. But
nice.
Oh well, do I need to back off this?
No, I don't mind. I totally mind. That everything's a fair game. So yeah, the hunt for ham radio YouTubers. Well, this is kind of my little pet project. I started about a year ago. Before I kind of even built the website. And then when I built the website, I was like, I've been tracking, and let me give you kind of a little why I did it. I'm not a contester. I don't like to do that stuff. I love POTA, and, because you got awards in POTA, I was like, well, I listened to K Murder and everybody else on the radio. And when he was doing his Tech Tuesdays and all that stuff, I was getting on the radio, making contacts, picking them up on Ham, Ham Alert and whatnot. And then I was just like, I should just really kind of go through my log and kind of categorize, who I've made contacts with YouTubers. And then I was like, oh, let's just make a page. And I just kind of put it out there for myself just to track stuff. And then, of course, Joe Brett, sends me a quick email and says, "Hey, I saw my name on the list, and yeah, you're right, we did work." And I'm like, "Oh, weird." All of a sudden, the internet's giving something back to me after I've poured all of it into it, and from there I kind of put other folks, and as we started actually the Ham Radio Livery and Ham podcast, I actually got an email from Callum. And he's like, "Dude, I stumbled upon your site, and like, what is this, ham radio YouTubers thing, hunt for stuff?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm just, logging, trying to make contacts with folks, and whether it's on FT8 or whether it's on sideband or whatever, if you you want to be on the list, you use the link down there to get added, and I'll try to work you." And it's kind of my little project to see if I can achieve some of my kind of goals. I'm always a type A guy, so I like to kind of have a goal to work towards, and so that's kind of what birthed the Hunt for YouTubers page.
Well, I personally thought it was quite awesome that you put this together, especially when I scrolled down and I seen who was first on the list.
Oh my God! Look at
that. That was not intentional at the time.
I see how.
But I also have to point out that if you scroll down, some of you Clubhouse guys need to get to work
down there.
Yeah, you are there, but you're not. I haven't worked yet.
Y'all need to get on the freaking radio, man.
Look at that! I'm right under Kyle. Go figure. I'm right under Kyle.
Let me know which direction I need to swing this 200-foot beam.
Well, a lot of these contacts outside of like Kmart or whatnot have been all on my POTA, excursion. So, as I kind of get out there more and people pick up my calls, I tend to get a lot of calls from that, so kind of helps it.
Steve, look at my POTA logs. Have I worked him when I was doing POTA?
Hang on.
I can confirm too.
You ain't get your own logbook,
Eric, it's funny. It's funny because when we talk about propagation and working everybody, today I had fun between 40 and 20, and it's not always easy working Vermont. To me, I don't know if it's just less density of hams up there. But it's fun. New Hampshire, Maine guys, and the North Shore guys are always fairly easy for me to work. But I put you guys in my ham alert, so now you guys. So I'm waiting now. I'm waiting. My luck is going to be I'm going to be at work, which is just drives me crazy.
Like me when you're at the park.
I'll happily give you my flex.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can never get.
But Eric, I noticed you had a busted call on there.
Yeah, I did. So
KD9OLN is not a valid call.
No,
not
he's changed it. He's changed it again.
Anymore.
So
Correct.
it's not. I have the original, so it's and actually he lists both of those. So I can't say it's not a busted call though.
That's right.
I was gonna say, and you have worked him under the new call as well. So.
I have, yes. I actually worked him on a POTA. He was doing a POTA other random, and I think I got the text from Ham Alert. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that's not KD9. I'm like, what? That's a weird call. And then I texted Todd. I'm like, dude, Carlos is online. He's like, yeah, I'm busy sleeping. Stop bothering me.
It's 4 o'clock in the morning, son.
Well, it's in the afternoon, but yeah. So, yeah, we've been trying.
I'm trying to get some sleep for my overnight shift, and he's texting me, waking me up.
We were on the happy hour with
Do Not Disturb
and whatnot. And Carlos was on there. I'm like, dude, what's it take to get you to come out? Because he's obviously does all of his jumps and stuff like that. And he had mentioned in one of his channels from Todd that he was going to come out to Pepperell, and we're like, we'll figure out how to get you out here, and then we'll just go do a bunch of POTA parks, or we'll just, we'll work you from the ground on 2 meters, I get a bunch of hams that'll be all over that.
I talked to him on America's Link when I was a technician, and we have a what do you call it?
Echolink.
It wasn't Echolink. It was
Wires.
Yaesu Wires X. We have a repeater, and on that repeater you can actually remote and change it with your HT to whatever channel you want. And someone had changed it to America's Link, and he got on, and I started talking to him, and I said, hey, you ever come out to New England? I said, we got a place in Pepperell, Mass that everyone's jumping out of. Oh, that's on my list. I'm like, you got to let me know. I'm like, I want to work.
Absolutely. I want to know about that. Absolutely.
Jump with him.
Yeah.
Jump with him.
Eric and Todd, I want to ask you guys a little bit about the local ham fest here in the New England area. Is Deerfest still named Deerfest, or has it changed its?
No, it's Nearfest. It's New England amateur radio fest. It used to be horse traders.
Horse traders. That's right.
When I was in high school, it used to be called horse traders, and it was literally just exactly what it meant. It was a bunch of old guys bringing boat anchors, trading left and right. And as a kid, I was like, I'm not hauling a Helicrafter's 400-pound radio with a separate receiver or transmitter.
Why not? We're hams. We're hams.
I had a small budget.
So have you been to that one late over the last 3 to 5 years? Have you been there?
Oh yeah. We went.
Excellent.
We went in this. They do it twice a year. So
yes, yep.
We were going to do a live. We were going to do a live stream kind of thing with our podcast this winter or fall. We were going to do it, and unfortunately, our schedules just didn't work out. We signed up for it. We had a space, but it ended up having. So our plan is to go back in the spring and actually be parked out there and actually doing some live stuff, doing our working the podcast, kind of bringing it to people's attention.
Because I missed this fall due to work. I'm going to try to get to the one in the spring. What about Ham Exposition in Marlboro, Mass?
Yeah, we were there.
My general.
Yeah. Did you really? So I was there last year. Yep, I was there last year, and it's a small fest. It's growing. I see a lot of potential there. So.
Well, the funny thing with the New England Ham Expo is that it's obviously the regional expo, but it's not as popular, say, as like Hamcation or any of those larger events. But we just started out, and we actually, funny story is that we ended up having as a guest host on one of our live shows one of the directors who's actually helping out with the Big E project, which is kind of like a big ham radio focus and whatnot. And so he came on, and then he was just like, dude, we need to get you at the, Ham Expo. And he's like, we'll give you a booth for free, just go, come set up. And so we did a bunch of live streams with a couple other people. The one that I really loved the most was, actually two of them. One was with Andy KB1 IOQ or I can't remember what it's called, but he does a ham radio Lennox, and he came and did an interview. But the fun one was with W1BTR Lucas. He's building a Minecraft mod for ham radio, like you can get into Minecraft, set up a ham radio, build a real antenna, actually transmit in the Minecraft world with other ham radio operators. He's eventually expanding it to being able to use the internet component to be able to pull up a repeater, that type of stuff. So he's doing.
Yeah, we were going to interview him at Marlboro, but he ended up getting too busy. And then I think he came on like the next week or two on the podcast. So we have an episode with him. It's actually, I know my kids play Minecraft, and I don't really know much about it, but when he was going through it, it was pretty cool. Like
my son's a junior in high school, and they're still using it. They're now using it at some expanded level, but I'm like looking at it, I'm like, dude, you're doing that back when you were in 6th grade. He's like, but Dad, you don't.
It is like fun. I should say that it's real ham radio in the Minecraft world. Like propagation actually plays into it. So like if you're trying to make a contact long distance and the conditions or the seasons change or whatever, that affects your transmission. If you build your antenna wrong, it blows up the radio. If you wire the battery backwards, it blows up the radio. Kind of gives you that real kind of ham radio.
Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in my calendar with a lot of stuff, but I'm gonna put a note to get a hold of you guys offline and say, hey, where are you going to be? Are you going out there and everything? Because I would love just to meet up with you. Like I said, we're only 3-4 hours
we can meet up with you, and then we'll go up there. It's not
absolutely, man. So
we're trying to kind of organize them and kind of like similar how Jason and the other guys do kind of a YouTubers, set up a live kind of forum. We're going to kind of try to do something like that and just kind of bring more awareness of kind of the content creators atmosphere in the New Hampshire and New England and kind of in general.
I mean, people who haven't been to New England. I mean, we're a bunch of states. It's pretty small, and like we were saying, you can, Texas is New England's probably like a county in Texas, right? So we have a lot of people in a kind of dense area with different states, different rules, everything. But like I said, everything is 2 to 4 hours away, and you can be at someone's house, so it's not like we have to travel super far distances. So with you as well, I think, we should do we should meet up somewhere in the middle and hit some parks,
we could definitely do that. We could definitely, or else again, and if you guys want to come down here, I'll reciprocate. You can stay at my house. I got plenty of rooms. There's a backyard. We got, whatever you all want to do.
He has a hut. They smoke cigars in.
I have a hut. Yeah.
Get all
We'll
hot
have
box
fun.
in
No,
there.
we'll
Well,
have fun. We will have fun.
we'll definitely keep you in the loop, but we're definitely trying to work with Jason because he obviously wants to go activate 001 up in Arcadia.
Correct.
Ooh,
So,
I'm gonna be
yeah,
I'm gonna be on that, by the way.
So,
Yes.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
we want to go up there for that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same here. I think that's going to be tentatively maybe September-ish, October-ish of next year.
Yep.
So that's something to, again, I have limited time at work that I can do, plus my family stuff that I have to do. So it's one of those things where I get, I don't have enough time. I'm not retired yet. That's the problem. I got to retire.
man,
So-
yeah.
But we'll have fun.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing some cool stuff. I mean, we got kind of in the works that we're working on a 24-hour POTA. We would just, kind of want to grab a park and just,
That's what we
invite
gotta do.
everybody
Yeah.
and anybody and just do a
Yep.
24-hour straight POTA and
Wow,
live
okay.
stream it on and off. And
You're coming to that one. You can.
I'm
that'll be-
interested in that. Hey guys, what about Winter Field Day? Because your winter conditions are going to be a lot different than mine to wherever.
don't
have
sell
you guys
yourself
done
that
Winter
short.
Field Day
I
yet?
mean, yeah, our winters are pretty much the same as Connecticut's. I mean, sometimes you guys get walloped more than we do, but from a standpoint of winter field day, our club kind of plays it a little lightly. So I kind of help out in coordinating that. But last year we did 2 stations, a couple of bivvies, and we were rocking a couple of heaters and having fun. So yeah, it was quite a blast, and it's kind of more low key than what we do in our summer field days.
What like for instance, last year for Winter Field Day, I decided to do it different. I was in here, I was here, and I ran QRP for the first time.
Oh, nice.
And that was very, very weird. I'm used to running 100 watts, but it was still fun. It was something to kind of experiment and push myself, and don't raise some crazy expectations. That's the biggest thing. You got to just keep it real,
Keep
and
it
have
simple.
fun. Exactly. Keep it simple. Stupid.
Have
always
fun,
works.
yeah. As this is.
Yeah, I mean, our most of the field day, I'm a big creature comfort fan. I hate to have operating positions where I'm like sitting on a bucket and I'm writing with a pencil
You
that's
don't have
broken.
1500 watts or
right, yeah.
BM or
Not 1500 watts, but I'm not that bad.
Oh,
I'm not pure, but yeah. So like when I do my field days, nothing, no spared expenses in that. Creature comforts, you got to have your coolers full of the water and the beer, and on the left hand side, so you have quick, easy access.
2 years ago, it was my first official field day where I could actually like operate on my own, and we're hanging out at the campfire and I'm like, I'm going to go operate, and I get in there and I go into my station and I'm on there and I'm doing it, and I get a pile up and I'm having a blast, right? And I don't know, hours must have gone by.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I got to take a break, and I come out and there's like, it's gone. Everyone's gone. Him and his dad are in the camper sleeping. The fire's out. I'm like, where is everyone? I thought we were doing this all night.
Yeah, no.
go back inside and operate.
I'm like, all right.
Club. We weren't a contesting club. We're all about like, hey, we're getting away from the weekend.
But this is like my first one. I thought this was like an all-nighter, like we're doing that. I come out and they're all gone.
It was all good.
They wanted you to work the radio all night. That's what
Well,
it is.
then he comes. So then I'm like, I'm ready to leave, and Eric's like, hey, what? Like I had like the most sideband contact
You would.
and he's like, you're only like 15 away from whatever the number was, like 200 or something.
Nice.
So
That was
get
like-
in there and make 16. Let's go.
And then of course, it's like the longest 16. Like I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
Well, I'm a big geek, so like when Kyle released his whole dashboard for competition and kind of gamification stuff, I jumped on that and built the whole entire N1MM stuff out. So like all the computers were all communicating and everything was all working, and we were like watching stats, like we were like trying to gamble at the next big football game. So
20-1, he doesn't get that Croatian.
that's exactly it. Man. Like, he's gonna bomb this contact. I know it.
What do you mean you haven't worked Hawaii yet? We got to get back in there and sit down.
Exactly, right. Yep.
We got
I
2
couldn't- I
to 1
couldn't-
on his CW skills.
I couldn't defend the title. I lost my radio. I had no finals, so I was only making 4 contacts in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is going on with field day? The band sucked.
Yeah, well, minus the fact that you had other complications throughout the start of field day, but we won't.
Right.
Get into those.
I'll tell you a quick story about it was the year before COVID. Our club
And all through the house.
all through the house.
When it was snowing and
There
10
we are.
feet.
Beautiful day. It's a beautiful day here in Connecticut on the Connecticut shoreline. You couldn't have asked for anything better, right?
Birds were
Bands are-
chirping.
Bands are pretty good. So and I swapped out some feed line, and some of the new guys came in. I said, guys, just hook up the antenna and you know where it is if you have any questions. Well, I should have checked. They didn't. It wasn't. It was barely connected. So the guys were like, "What's going on here? It's not tuning right." And I'm going around and around, and sure enough, But it's amazing once you connect the coax to the antenna, it works.
It's amazing how that does.
Well,
Who'd have thought?
you all have your part. Come
on. Exactly. All right, so we're gonna do one last giveaway for the evening. This is gonna be for $25. It'll be a gift card through w0aez.com.
Not a Flex Radio.
Not a Flex Radio.
They're not that type of
Because
show.
Daniel has tried to give away a Flex Radio every year for the past 2 years. He's like, we should give away a Flex.
The anniversary show. We keep saying the anniversary, but we haven't said what anniversry we're going to do it on.
Right, exactly. What is that, Steve?
That's
that's the battery. Yeah, for the FT4 DR.
3, the 2, the 3, the 5.
Yeah.
Do they have a 4?
No,
I don't
know. VX4. They do.
Yeah, it doesn't fit the VX4, but USB-C charging.
The 25th anniversary. You guys going to be going that long?
You damn right we are. We're all going to be in walkers.
Hey.
All right. So because we want you to subscribe to the channel and join us each and every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Sub is our keyword to get the $25. I'll let that
I
run
had for lunch today.
You had a sub?
I did.
What type of sub was it?
Man, the Philly on Italian herbs and cheese.
Subway.
Nice. Nice.
That's not a good Philly, though.
I sure missed the
Not a
2 for
real
Tuesday,
Philly.
though.
I had rotisserie chicken from the workplace cafe, which is actually pretty good.
I had my favorite Indian. I'm happy.
So, okay. Shane, I think I sent this to you, but since we're talking about food, you get these random email offers to like, hey, we want you to put this ad in your videos. And so,
no, you have to make videos for that.
Yeah.
So I got this email offer from this whatever company it was, and I actually considered this for a minute because I was like, wait a minute. Hams get to talking about food, and that'd carry on 30 minutes of the show, right? So this may fit right in. It was some type of robot cooker for stir fry. It was like a $900 cooker.
Oh.
And I would have got the product, but I could have showed it with y'all and made y'all hungry, but I did decline.
Well, if K-Murder's doing travel channels, why not you pick up the food cooking?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It'll be the Joe Popeil steamer or whatever it is.
Joe Southern Cooking.
Yeah.
Right.
What's that? Mike has a channel called All Ham No Radio, I believe.
Oh yeah,
Where they do
barbecue and stuff.
is doing a little barbecue and cooking stuff. So, all right. So the subscribers or the entries are coming in slow tonight. So we're 57. So at 60, I'm going to hit the button.
Yeah, you snooze, you lose.
I know, right? It's $25.
$25, $25, folks.
He's got a lot of stuff on that channel.
I wished I'd had a
From that
$25 gift
website.
certificate when I bought my battery.
Right?
Unless it's Canadian dollars.
And there's radios in there. There's adapters in there. There's all kinds of stuff in that in his web store.
I mean, 25 whatever is still 25 whatever off.
Right. 60. There it is. I'm hitting the button.
Look at all those brothers in there.
Man.
Hey,
Look at that. Look at
I'm
that.
happy it went. I'm happy it went to Jody, but I thought it was going to me for a minute there. I was like,
Right.
yes.
Right?
Jody kicked you.
Did y'all watch the Coffee and Ham radios where Jim was running the giveaway the other night?
Oh,
No.
His internet was crapping out. And as soon as he would hit the button, it would like freeze on somebody, but that wasn't the winner.
Oh,
And then it would come back on.
major fail.
Yeah. Bless his heart.
We know what that. Really
All right, Jody, congrats for the $25. I'll get that information
you guys are from New England. You should know that.
over to.
Oh, I have Southern friends.
Look at Jody. Jody says, sorry, Molson. Hold on. Body check into the boards the last point. Hey, listen, I'll take a body check into the boards over a skate to the neck any day, Jody.
Yeah,
There you go. There you go.
We're
You
at
guys hear about
time,
that?
gentlemen. What's
quickly,
that?
did you guys hear about that? So Jody made he made a comment to me saying, "Did you hear that the hockey player was arrested?" So I think it was a week or two ago. There's a hockey game in England that was happening. There's a retired NHL player who was there, and a skate went right to his neck, and he didn't make it off the ice. It was pretty bad, and so he was arrested today on for questioning in regards to manslaughter. The guy who did it, and if you watch the video, it's kind of like anybody who plays hockey is kind of like, how did he do that? Like it doesn't look good. And to his family,
put it
and
in the show on a positive note there, Daniel.
Yeah, right.
Well, he said he told me a body check into the boards. I'll take that any day.
Both in the penalty box.
Imagine the pain,
Right? No, I would not. I don't want to imagine it.
Go around.
Wrap it up.
We're gonna start with Joe Brett, and then we'll work our way up until we get to Izzo. So, Joe Brett, over to you, my friend.
I am Joe Brett, K5YVY on the YouTubes and on the air. Imagine that. But I have no structure to my YouTube channel. I've got plenty around me to make some content on. I just randomly pick on a weekend what I'm going to try to make a video on, and that's what you get.
All right, Daniel, can you beat that?
Brian, you're bad, man. Brian, he says Zamboni had to dig deep after that game. You're bad. My outro. So
Gotta be better.
You
in
asked
my
for it, guys.
research, no. This is a pill to swallow for me. In my research and looking up the FCC things, I was like, who started this? Because it sure as hell probably wasn't ARL, right? It was. I have to take my hat off. The change rules that happened today was initiated November 15th of 2013. They couldn't give it one more day tomorrow to announce it to make it 10 years, but it was the ARL. They did a petition of rulemaking. So ARL, I want the world to know that you did something awesome. So thank you. I don't know what it means for our hobby, but you get the credit. You get the credit, ARL.
I think it only affects the U.S. So
probably,
yeah.
No, but I'm serious because I rag on them all the time, saying, "What do they do?" Well, 10 years ago, they sent a letter to the FCC, and today
it only took 10 years to get that to go away.
9 years and 364 days.
Okay, there you go.
Imagine in 2033. In 2033, we'll find out what they were doing this year. It's amazing.
Chinese radios will be accepted as acceptable on the ban plan.
Maybe it has something to do
will go away.
Alibaba Express just went up.
Not that I want to dig up last week's episode, but ARL fees are going up by $10 next.
Of course.
Yeah.
See, that's how they get you.
Yeah,
you do away with the baud rates and
you got to pay for it. Yep. It's like internet. You want to go to gig speed, you got to pay for it.
Right. All right, Todd. Thanks for joining us tonight, both Eric and Todd. Thank you guys for joining us. It's been a pleasure to have you here. We'll just let you guys, y'all divvy out how you wish. Wrap ups on your podcast channels, what you got going on. Feel free to drop any links if you've got links prepared.
I'll leave that up to Eric. He's the tech guy.
There we go.
Yeah. So, thanks for having us. It's been awesome. I was really looking forward to this. And, our podcast, Live Free and Ham, just so those of you out in New England wondering, why is it Live Free and Ham? New Hampshire's motto is Live Free and Die or Die. So we were like, Live Free and Ham. So it's kind of the thing from it. And give us a check, check us out, leave us some comments, let us know what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see. And like I said, we're brand new to this, so we're just kind of riding the wave and seeing how it goes. If you want to reach me, you can go to my website, w1stj.com. And it's a work in progress, so it's not completely finished, but I'm working on it.
Cool. Well, as Todd said, obviously the YouTube channel or our YouTube channel / podcast is livefreeandham.com. We are right around 78 subscribers. So we're looking to do 100.
Oh, we need to change that.
So I'm sure, I've seen this happen before.
There's 96 on the show right now.
Yeah, there we go.
So if Steve or somebody else, y'all could drop that link so that we could get these 96 people to go over and give those folks a subscribe. That'd be fantastic.
Absolutely.
So we'll be doing probably a giveaway on that one. We also have, like I said, our next drop, which is titled, you never go to the grocery store hungry. We were talking about, hamfests and whatnot, and how to, navigate some of that stuff if you're looking to buy a new radio. And from that, we will be doing a live stream. So stay tuned to the channel. If you sub, you'll definitely get alerted to it, and pay attention to that one. We're probably going to do something around the holidays. I'm not quite sure what we're going to focus on that. But for my channel, as Joe alluded, obviously, I'm going to be releasing a video probably Thursday on the hunt for YouTubers. So if you want to learn more about that, and maybe we can, stretch this out to more of an audience and see what we can make out of it. It'd be fun to do. And the only other thing that I've got is shortly after that, I've got a review from a live stream I did with Reliance Antenna. And I'll be doing the review of that with my FX4CR, and looking forward to that stuff. So, and I'm just shooting for my 500 subs. So I already did my 100 sub giveaway. So, show some love and head on over there, and we're working our way to a 1K.
It looks like you're at 91 right now.
Awesome. Oh, that's on Live Free Ham. Yep. Appreciate it.
98.
Steve-O.
So yeah, I will get that trailer video done
next year.
Yeah. No, I actually have to get it done because it's got to go to the ARRL for as part of the grant that got us the trailer.
Yep.
So that's going up this week. I'll get it all finished up, and then I'll see what I've got next in the pipe.
Nice.
Making videos as I can. The wife no longer has a job. She told him stuff it. So
cool.
All right.
I'm
the double finger piece out.
Yeah.
So she's going to be your first employee on your side gig.
No, because I want it done right.
You're here, folks.
Ouch.
That's what she said to you last
Now we know
night,
she
too.
doesn't watch the show. We know she doesn't watch the show.
That's
Well,
all you
you
got.
heard it here first. Steve is getting divorced.
Headline news.
Right?
No, I'm going to try to get better about videos and things coming down the pipe here very quickly for Clubhouse as well as my channel. So
Nice. We look forward to it, man. As far as myself, I am not promising any videos. I'm concentrating on my work-life balance. And so videos will come whenever they come out. I'll just record it when I want to record it. So
Where's the balance when all you're doing is working? That's a little one-sided.
that's what we're changing.
he's flying balloons a little bit.
That's what that's a big
Good
thing.
start now.
I have 5 more flights until I'll be eligible for my solo endorsement. So looking forward to that.
We got to
I
go
started to
shopping for a hot air balloon.
Well,
For
I've
you,
actually
Shane.
started restoring a basket that my instructor took in on trade that someone decided that they were just going to leave out in their yard for a couple of years. So I touched it. When I first touched it, I thought it was going to disintegrate. The wood was so dry in it. So
That was some great conditioning you did.
we've spent
You
a
must have
couple.
rubbed that so well.
I wrapped that thing up and soaked it.
Fondled.
Then I took it to the
You gotta
car
rub
wash
it.
and I soaked it, and then I
gotta rub it.
doused it in oil, and then I have this orange
that oil
oil
in it.
and beeswax mixture together. Rub the entire basket in that, and the colors that have came
were
out
you
of this
rubbing
thing
it?
is just absolutely fantastic.
Remember, wax on, wax off.
Exactly. Well, the wax off is me getting a heat gun and melting the wax so that it soaks into the rest of it. So, but that's kind of my side project. I'm going to record some more balloon stuff because I think it's a lot of fun and I think you guys would enjoy that. But other than that, you'll get radio shit when you get radio shit. Over to you, Enzo.
All right, first and foremost, and very importantly, Eric, Todd, thank you guys very, very much. And we say this very sincerely. You do not have to ask to come on. Just come on, man. I mean, Tank does it all the time, so don't worry about it. No, only
Yeah, he never asks.
Actually,
Yeah.
did anybody ever see the shirt I gave Tank?
No.
show. I
No.
did a shirt, and short story of it is on. He did all that weird habanero, like weird, you know.
Mhm.
So I took the bottle, superimposed his logo on it,
Yep.
threw it on the back of his shirt, and said "Never say never." And I put my like super chat at the bottom, and then I put my logo and Live Free and Ham on the other sleeve. And then he let it sit for like 3 weeks. I'm like, Tank, did you get the shirt? And he's like, I don't know. Well, let me look. And then he's like, oh, I have a subscriber stuff came in. I'm going to start looking at it. And then he looked at it and freaked out. I'm like, it took like 4 weeks to get it.
Right? Jeez.
Oh,
I did
All
see
right.
that on one of his streams.
But Eric and Todd, you're welcome back anytime. Please bring
thanks.
bring Ryan. I look forward to meeting up with you guys when we can.
Definitely.
For everybody today, I know me personally, I was kind of going through some stressful stuff, and today I had to just go play POTA, and I'm glad I did. A friend of mine pushed me. She said, "You better get out there and go play some radio." So I appreciate her big push. If not, she probably would have just dropped me off and said, "I'll see you in 2 hours." That's how But so POTA was a really good mental health relaxation for me today. It was fun working, Steve. And so many great friends and new friends around the country, couple DX, and I got to remember just to get out there again. Now, cooler weather, but it doesn't make a difference. Get out and go play your radio or go hunt or do whatever you got to do. So, more cigars. Hey, listen, guys. Next week is Thanksgiving week. We will be live next week. Our traditional. We will be talking turkey. And we got that coming up next week. And then the following week after that, we have Kevin coming on, K0KLB. We're going to be talking some QRP stuff and some other stuff. Man, we're really talking radio around here. I don't want to hear any jabs and jibs and jabs that, and everything. We're talking
in advance.
Sorry for everyone on Twitch that we told them we weren't going to talk about ham radio.
Yeah, so listen.
That happened.
I would like to have Molson end the stream tonight. I think it's only appropriate. We should probably just do that every week just to kind of know that.
He's texting. I'll take care of
look
it.
at him.
No, listen. I'm gonna be honest. So we talk radio. We're talking radio.
What does it matter?
This is confession. I've been playing blackjack for the last 45 minutes. Okay.
See?
You've been playing what?
Yeah. That's why I said I'll take care
Blackjack.
of it. Unless he's leaving the show, and that's the only time you're going to get him to hit the button.
All right. So.
Well, I want to say thanks for everyone who joined us tonight. Let's see. We had Ron for the 9 months, Evan Barchek with the $25 super chat, Don N5 SKT for the 11 months. Appreciate it. Jim FEP Labs for the $10 super chat. Appreciate that. Jody with the Canadian $12. Appreciate that. Mike N2MAK, 11 months. Thank you for being a channel supporter. Plasma Storm, thank you for being a channel supporter as well. TC Fizz, thanks for the $10 super chat. And Frank, thanks for the $5 super chat. Ben and UTV Ham, member for 4 months. Thanks for everyone who supports the Ham Radio Clubhouse. We couldn't do this without you guys. We're going to wave at the camera. You guys say goodnight, and we'll be out of here.
7 for everybody.
Hey, guys, thanks for having us.
Blackjack. I got blackjack.